Hello, hello, everyone! We finally got there. Hello, everybody. I'm Crrool. I'll be doing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. We are going to start off with cutting off the incentives, and I do believe there's some donations still to that. So, Zeph, if this might be a good moment to do that. We'll get there. Give it a moment. Just give it a moment, chat. We'll get there. It's taken a little bit, but it'll be worth it for sure. I'll just give that a quick look. Any luck? Apparently, there's some problems logging in. Okay, so I'll just quickly explain what's going on. We are going to do Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team, and that's going to start off with the personality quiz, and that is also going to be a little bit tricky because the questions I get are going to be random, and depending on what we get, we may or may not get the Pokemon we need. Now, if we don't get it, I will just quickly reboot the game, and, you know, we'll just see. That's just more content, honestly. I mean, that's a win for everybody, right? Let's go for content. Let's do this. Yeah, we good? All right, Zeph, I'll let you do those, and then we can cut the incentives and get on our way. The text-to-speech is just a little tired after a long day's work. You know how it is. Oh, I figured we could do the incentives, the donations first real quick. Already up? Yeah, no, I meant the ones in queue. Because I know that yeah, sorry, that's what yeah.
Gier Unicorn donated $40. Hello from German 2 Restream. German Restream is love. Botchin 245 donated $20.
All right, with that, we are now going to cut off the incentives. I have the names in front of me. Zeph, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go! So, welcome to the world of Pokemon. We're going to do a quiz. Okay. So far, not great questions. So, we get some random questions here. Yeah, that's not going to be it. I'm sorry. We're going to have to just redo that. That was the worst set of questions I've seen in a long time. So, to explain how that works, basically the game gives you a bunch of questions. Depending on your answers, it'll determine what kind of nature you are, the nature of your personality. Depending on your personality, it determines which Pokemon you are. What we want to have is a hasty nature and then be a girl, because that gives us Skitty. And Skitty is really, really overpowered. We'll see that as we go. Now, there's a bunch of questions that are really good. That I can kind of work my way in. There's often late for meetings, we say no, often yawn, no. You know, all of the things that would come along with a hasty personality. If we don't get that, which sometimes can happen, we just kind of have to do the thing again. Usually I'll get it within 2-3 tries. The questions for hasty are quite common, so we'll just try that again in 3, 2, 1, go! Yay! Woo! Let's go. Let's do this. Let's hope we get some better questions here. No. Okay, so far still not great. Okay, that's a good question. That's not. Reply right away. Tend to laugh a lot. I don't think that's in my questions, is it? No. The brave type. That's not hasty. So yeah, this is the beauty of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. You get to see it right away. In practice, I must say, I got it first try every single time. So basically, the questions are about school or meetings, yawn, slow down lately, things for our own amusement, summer festival, pleasant day at the beach, which we actually just got, weird but funny, friend shows up late, a rotten egg, a precious, you get a gift, you win the lottery, a treasure chest, the email question, which we just got, vacation outings, and if you grab any finger on your left hand, which digit did you grab? Which, that question just doesn't make any sense, but it's the index finger. So those are the questions we're looking for. Like I said, very, very common questions. The answers determine what we get. Okay, attempt number 3, this should really be it, right? 3, 2, 1, go. You know the drill at this point. Oh god, this is something. I don't care. Still not good. Oh, this is not. The first 3 questions are useless. Okay, win the lottery. We spend it now. Pleasant day at the beach. I want to go home. Docile. Gosh, we are getting some awful RNG, people. I can't help it. At least it works. We have a thing going, but so yeah, I actually talked to the people here whether we should load this in beforehand. We decided, you know, it's the last run of the day. More content, but at least the crowd behind me is exciting. This is the beauty of mystery. Like I said, it is very common to get the right questions. So the other questions, there is kind of a way to manipulate around them if you know every answer for every question and what they would do. Generally, I should get at least like 3 hasty questions, and that'll give me a very good odds of getting hasty. So attempt number 4. It's not very often that I need a 4th attempt, but here we go. 3, 2, 1, attempt number 4. Please work with me, game. Please work with me. Why are these questions so awful? Spend it now. Docile again. God. This is embarrassing. This is just the word. Can we just do a quick donation while we...
Themo donated $15. Skitty time.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully skitty time. So our goal is to go skitty, and I'll quickly just explain why. Skitty is a normal type. Normal types are really, really good in the game because normal types allow me to have stab, same type attack bonus, on many of our moves, including tackle. Now, on top of that, Skitty gets double slap, and you'll see later on why that's really powerful, but that double slap just... it slaps. All right. Please work, game. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, let's do this. This is the worst I've had in a long time. We don't often yawn. Okay, that's not useful. No. Weird but funny, not happy. Focus on something, I think, brave again. Oh my god, what is this RNG today? I am so sorry, Zeph. I am so sorry, Zeph. This is the worst I've had in a long time. I knew this. There was a slight chance this could happen. I wasn't expecting Marathon RNG to kick in this early. I swear, in practice, because I did a couple practice runs of this, I got it every single time. This is literally just Marathon RNG. The problem is, if you don't have Skitty, the run will be a massive headache. Okay, I'll just count you down from 3 again. 3, 2, 1, go. Please, game. Let's do the thing. Timid. Okay, I think this is actually getting close to my record of most attempts to get this. I think my highest amount ever has been 7. I think that was number 6. If we don't get it on our next attempt, that will actually be my worst ever. And I could just sink through the floor right now. I do believe we have another one, so let's just do the donation. And again, I am so sorry, Zeph.
Giron donated $5. Please take all the time you need on Magma Cavern and Sky Tower so I can jam to those epic tunes.
I will try, but also not, because we have an estimate to beat, and we're already not doing so hot. 3, 2, 1, go. You know the drill. On vacation outings, I'm just gonna take my extra time to get this right. We want to go alone. Okay. That's not on there. That's not on there. Okay, this is the index finger. There's a... No, quirky. Quirky is kind of a funny one, because that's actually the one we use for manipped runs. But we would need to take mail. So, it doesn't... So, I think we are now actually up to my worst attempt ever. We'll just have to get some really good RNG in the rest of the run and just, you know, because sub 3 is possible, so there is that. If we play really well, we could maybe just get sub 3 and then all of this won't actually matter and we'll still be done on time. Like, basically, I just need to get like 3 good questions and then there's really high odds. Three, 2, 1, go. I'm glad you guys are excited, because I am just... yeah, I am not feeling so well right now. Why are these the questions? Okay, that's a good one. Why are these the questions? Seriously. Why is life? Note to self, next time I'll just load it in advance. Because you will see, you know, every time you get it first try, practice, every time it goes well, you know, like I said, it rarely takes me more than 2 or 3 tries. And then the moment you go live on a marathon, it just decides to nope on you. Unfortunately, this cutscene isn't skippable either when you fail it. Three, 2, 1, go. You guys know the drill. I am glad you guys are more excited for this than I am at this point. Okay, that's a good question. I'm pretty sure that's on there, but I am going to just triple check that. That's a no. I know we got at least 2 questions that are good, Rafe. There were 2 questions there that were good, which were the imagine things for your own amusement and the first one we got. Yeah, I am breaking my record very much. I was just not hoping to. Morale is just the worst. Yeah, this is going to go on for a little longer than it should have, but... go. We're just going to skip it. Let's save the 2 seconds, shall we? Okay, that's a good one. Pleasant day at the beach. We want to go home. Lottery, spend it now. That's a chance. Hasty, yes! Okay. We have finally gotten the Skitty. Okay, we're gonna choose Squirtle as our partner. We have a name for Squirtle. Our Squirtle name, I believe, is not Bulba. Not Bulba. And I believe there's a frowny face, but I can't actually make that, so we'll just leave it there. I'm sorry, the brackets aren't a thing here. So, now that we are on our way, welcome to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon! We wake up as a Skitty after a long journey of trying to become anything else. We get woken up by this little Squirtle, and he's called not Bulba. Somebody's, unfortunately, yeah, we don't do Bulba. And we give Skitty our name, it's going to be Connect. So I will do just that. We realize we have turned into a Skitty. And Bulba is, or not Bulba, is kind of like, yeah, you're weird. There we go. So, that's 2 of the incentives done. We'll get the team name in a few minutes. But yeah, as we've woken up, we don't really know what's going on, and this Butterfree shows up, and it turns out Butterfree's little kid, the Caterpie, fell into a cavern. Huge fissure opened up under the ground, and Caterpie fell in, and now somebody's going to need to help out. Oh no, who could possibly do that? This is where I quickly switch back to my notes, because there's a big menu coming up, like the only big menu that we got, basically. We're going to set Tackle, we're going to get rid of Tail Whip, we are going to go to Game Options, Fast, Self. Yep, that's correct. Change the... maybe I should say yes there. Change the settings, yes. We go into Squirtle's menu, check IQ, turn that on, and then attack the Pidgey. Okay, that's that. So, Mystery Dungeon is a roguelike game, and what that means is the floors are going to be different every single time that I go through them. So I don't actually know what's going to happen, just as much as you don't. You know, the idea is fairly simple. We travel through these dungeons quick as we can, try to find the stairs quick as we can, try not to die quick as we can, and you know, after 3 floors we save a Caterpie. Yay! First mission done! So, usually what I'll also do is there's a few items that I'm going to be on the lookout for. Now, we can't do that immediately because they don't show up in the first one, or at least most of them do. There's Oron Berries, which will heal me. There's Max Elixirs, which are just going to be a lifesaver later on, especially towards Sky Tower. There's going to be Reviver Siege, which will, you know, make me not die. The occasional apple, I'll try to get like 1 or 2 apples. They're really convenient to get. And then I could, if I really wanted to be safe, look for really high money items to buy more Reviver Seeds so that I can die even less. Anyway, we have saved the Squirtle. We are now going to be taken in by, or saved the Caterpie. We're now going to be taken in by the Squirtle, brought back to our little base. It's beautiful, isn't it? So yeah, we're very excited. We still don't have any clue what's going on. We are a human, and we have turned into a Pokemon, and I don't know what's going on with that. But, you know, Squirtle's taking care of it. We also got a mailbox. That's really cool, so that, you know, if Pokemon are in trouble, they can mail us, and we might actually end up helping them. Though realistically, we won't. We are going to form a rescue team. That's the goal. Now, we get to name the team, and this is where the last one is. I'm going to just try to do this. I can't fit it in entirely, so I'm going to see how far we are. Chumba Wamba. We'll see what how far I can take it. I'm missing one character. It'll have to do. So yeah, this is our rescue team, Chumbawump. And just like that, we have decided to start our career as a rescue team. Cute title screen, yay! This is it. Now, we're going to wake up here, and we're going to feel a little sleepy in the next morning, because, you know, a lot has happened. We turned into a Pokemon, we did our first rescue, and this is actually the only required time in the game for me to save the game. So, you know, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to save the game. And at least now I can't lose the Skitty anymore. Yeah. So yeah, we wake back up feeling a lot more rested. We got our night's rest now. And we are going to move outside to Not Bulba, see what he's up to. And it turns out, Not Bulba had fallen asleep in front of the door. It must have taken a little while and he kind of got tired. So this is where our rescue team begins, but you know, nobody actually knows of our existence, so we didn't really get any job offers. We got our starter kit though, so that's cool. In our starter kit, we will find the badge, the toolbox, and an issue of the Pokemon News. Now that last one isn't actually going to be useful. The badge is to indicate how good our team is. We're going to be normal rank for quite a while, and then eventually we're going to rank up to bronze, but we're never really going to get much further than that. The toolbox, now that's a useful one. So in the first dungeon, we can only carry up to 1 item per Pokemon. That's, you know, we have 2 Pokemon, so that's 2 items. That's not very much. And there's going to be some dungeons where we want to have more. So we get the toolbox, which allows us to take up to 20 items with us. Also, Squirtle is all proud because we checked the mailbox. And it turns out we have a mission. A Magnemite is stuck in Thunderwave Cave, and there's not enough Magnemites to form a Magneton, because, you know, that requires 3, and there's only 2 in there. So we go on to our second rescue of the day. And as a real banger here, so here we go. They tell us their friend is on the 6th floor of Thunderwave Cave, so we're going to go in and we're going to see how fast we can do this. We get the occasional tutorial bit, but we don't really care. So it's a little annoying when the road forks off like that. That's fine. Okay, the seeds here can't actually be Reviver seeds yet. They're usually Blast seeds, which do have a use, I guess, but they're not great. Okay, maybe I should make sure we don't die. Not dying tends to be a good thing, right? So we get our first level ups. These level ups are going to be quite useful, especially because we will have very few over the course of the run. I'm going to grab that apple. That's just a food item. Over the course of a dungeon, our belly, which is basically our hunger stat, it'll go down. And oh, there's the stairs over there. And if that reaches 0, we start taking 1 HP worth of damage every step we take. Now, we don't tend to have that much HP, so 1 HP per step is kind of brutal. So, you know, those apples, we can then eat one, and then, you know, our belly will go back up to like 50 or something. It's not a huge deal, these Minans, but it's a little annoying that they don't want to die. Getting some levels here is really nice, because it does mean that Squirtle is going to get Bubble, which is really useful for the next dungeon. Nice crit. Alright, here we go. Thunderwave Cave 5th floor. We are going to also grab this. So the Oron Berry is an item that will heal my HP. It will heal 100 HP, and we never get more than 100 HP, so heals me up to full whenever. We find the Magnemites, we get them out of here, and that is our second mission successfully completed. So we're now going to do some stuff. We don't really have anything to do for the next little while, so we got to do some transitioning of sorts. We got to kind of just stall for time. We are going to try to get some missions. We're going to get that in a moment. And once we have those missions, we are going to go to Thunderwave Cave to do set missions. Oh, we also get our first dream. This is kind of a significant. So over the course of the game, we'll see dreams, which kind of tell us a basic, or which are going to give us a basic idea of what's actually happening. Why are we a human turned Pokemon? What is our objective? What are we meant to do in this world? We're going to check the mailbox, and while we do that, we got time for a quick donation.
Helper donated $5. Clunk.
Sure. Okay, so we don't have any mail. We didn't get anything going for us here. So we are brought into town. And in Pokemon Square, we are going to get a quick explainer of everything that's going on here. We have the Kecleon shop, where we can buy stuff. We got the bank, which we're never going to use. We got Gulpin, which is probably the most overpowered Pokemon in the game, just because of what he can do for us. And then we got Kangaskhan, which we're also probably never actually going to use. So that's all well and good, but what we're really interested in is the Pelipper Post Office. So let's say you're a rescue team, like us, and you're complete noobs at what you do, like us, and nobody actually knows you even exist in the first place, like us. You can go to this bulletin board, and Pokemon will post missions on there. Sometimes these missions are really useful, sometimes they're a real pain, but we are going to go just in here, and we're going to just grab every mission we can get. And there we go. And we are going to get to do some stalling here. We are going to go to Tiny Woods and do 2 missions. All right, back to our base, and this is where we're going to do our first rescue mission. So the way that it works is occasionally you'll need to, just got to make sure I go into the right dungeon. You'll need to do a set amount of missions to actually proceed the story. So for this one, we'll need to do 2 missions, and that will allow me to progress the story. So we're going to go in here, we just quickly knock out these 2 missions. Doesn't help if we can't actually find the stairs. So we've already kind of reached the level that I want to be at, so we just want to knock out these missions quick as we can. We found the Pidgey here real quick. So we can then send them back, and we get a choice of whether we want to leave the dungeon with the Pokemon or whether we want to stick around. For this one, we're going to stick around because we have another mission to do. Level 8 is really high at this point, by the way. Thank you, Squirtle. That's another advantage of Bubble. Some moves can actually hit around the corner. Some moves can't. It's generally like the more ranged moves can. It's a little complicated. We're not really going to go into it here. So that's Tiny Woods floor 2. Now for floor 3, we got our client right here. And now I can actually choose to immediately escape out with him. I could also just walk to the stairs since they're right here, but this is a little faster. And that's our first missions done. So these missions are going to get us a reward, and they're going to get us rescue points. Now these rescue points determine our rank. We get a max elixir here, which is actually kind of a useful item to get. We got 100 Poke from the other one, which is like the currency of the game. Also quite useful. And we have another dream. So these dreams generally do indicate that we have progressed the story a little bit. We are dreaming again. We hear that there's a Pokemon talking to us, and then an earthquake happens. And that feels a little too real, so when we wake up in the next morning, we hear somebody talk to us, but there's nobody there. We look around, and it's, weird, but somebody calling our name, still not there, but, how rude. And then Dugtrio shows up, digging a hole in our floor. Talk about rude. So, we got ourselves our next mission. Dugtrio is going to ask us to help save Diglett. See, there is this Skarmory, and that Skarmory that has been causing a few issues here. So Squirtle gets all excited because, hey, we got a new mission! Let's go! And then the Dugtrio shows up, digs another hole into our floor there. And off to Mount Steel. So Mount Steel is 9 floors. It is a bit longer than what we've done so far, and this is the first dungeon with a boss fight. Now, the reason this boss fight is going to be kind of interesting is when you get to the top of a dungeon like this, you get to fight one usually really strong Pokemon. We're going to switch Tackle off since this is actually the main reason why I got Squirtle in the first place. That's a little annoying. So, you might have been wondering about the Squirtle. I explained Skitty briefly earlier and why that was useful, but Squirtle actually serves a really big purpose for us as well. Squirtle has really early access to Bubble. Bubble is a ranged move, which is kind of nice, but more importantly, Mount Steel has a lot of Ground-type Pokemon and Rock-type Pokemon. Now, at this point, I'm not quite strong enough to deal with that as Skitty. We will be later on when we get to, like, Magma Cavern and whatnot. But here, there's really not much I could do, so what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of take a step back and let Squirtle do its thing with Bubble. The Squirtle can actually one-shot these, whereas I can't. Okay, so here there's some orbs. We're probably not really going to need them, but I am going to quickly check which ones they are. Petrify Orb is really useful, actually. Wasn't expecting to get that one, but that's a really nice bonus. So the Petrify Orb petrifies every Pokemon in the room, which makes them unable to move. If I were to get into a monster house, which doesn't actually show up until like one of the last dungeons, in a monster house, a bunch of Pokemon will spawn in the same room, and getting out of that can be quite deadly. They're like the biggest reason runs can die. A Petrify Orb, if I have that, I can then use that to then immediately stun all the Pokemon and usually get out safe. Okay, that's a problem. Squirtle, please deal with that Tyro for me, because I am gonna die. So this is another advantage of Squirtle, especially early on. It kind of just helps us kill things, so hopefully I won't die. Okay, that is really bad. We had one Reviver going into this. I was not hoping to use that just yet. So that's what would happen there is a Reviver Seed got triggered. A Reviver Seed is an item that will immediately heal me back to full if I were to die. The problem with a Reviver Seed is it's a one-time use item, and we will need them later on. So we kind of just want to try and not have them used up early. So getting them used up here already is kind of a pain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set these, and we're going to throw a Graveler Rock. Just kind of helping our buddy out here. Okay, we still have 4, which is enough for the Skarmory fight if I... Okay, Switcher Orb isn't that useful. This is the biggest downside about being this early in the game. We just don't really have good ways of dealing with a lot of the Pokemon. Okay, that's going to attack me once, but I'm not going to care that much. Okay. So, time for the first boss fight of the game. This is Skarmory. Because we find out that at the top of the hill there, that's where the Diglett is captured. And we're here to rescue said Diglett. And then Skarmory shows up. So Skarmory had been getting tired of all the earthquakes that's been happening. Skarmory hadn't slept in a while, and, you know, Skarmory believes that this Diglett is the cause. Now, obviously, a single Diglett isn't going to cause these kind of earthquakes. And really, there's more going on. But Skarmory doesn't want to listen. So we're going to just Graveler Rocket. And then... oh, gosh, I am out of bubbles. That is annoying. We're going to do a really big safety strat here that I really shouldn't be needing, but... And there we go, that's Skarmory. First, a boss down. So we get ourselves some levels. Withdraw isn't really such a big deal. We are going to have to make sure to disable Withdraw once we get into the next dungeon. So Skarmory flees away. But, you know, we can't get to the Diglett. There's a huge gap there. Whatever are we going to do? So then the Magmamites show up, and they are going to lend us a hand. They're going to get Diglett across. Now, they make a little joke here about, you know, whatever is underground for Diglett. Something about feet. Apparently, he has feet. So this is actually confirmed right here. This is canon. Diglett has feet. Do with that information what you will. And now from the Duck Trio, we are actually going to get our reward. And this is quite a good reward this early on in the game, because he's going to give me 2 items that are worth quite a bit of money. And money items are just really, really valuable this early, because I can use that to buy more Reviver Seeds. So yeah, he's going to go away in the same fashion that they left. We get a Pecha Scarf and a Ginseng. The Pecha Scarf will prevent us from getting poisoned if we equip it. We aren't going to use it, we're just going to sell it. And the Ginseng is something about upgrading moves, but again, we're not going to use it, we're just going to sell it. We also decide here that we want Magmamites to join our team, but we don't have a place for Magnemite to stay. And this is where we get to one of the most fun little gimmicks of Mystery Dungeon, the friend areas. The friend areas is something we can buy starting the next day, and in a friend area, a Pokemon can, or basically we can recruit Pokemon and we can then go to the friend areas and they kind of just show up everywhere and walk around, and it's all adorable. We get our next dream, something about being a Pokemon and a human. We get some words, but we still don't really know what's going on. So that'll just be that for now. So, not much going on this day. What we're going to do is we're going to do some more filler missions, starting with 2 Tiny Woods missions. We're going to get some Mount Steel missions. We're going to go to Wigglytuff. We're going to get to do some... really just about trying to get things rolling again. One thing to note, by the way, which makes this speedrun much better than every other Pokemon speedrun out there, we don't actually have to mash anywhere. I don't think I had mentioned that yet, but this way, this game actually mashes frame perfect for you, just by holding the B button. So that's a real convenient quality of life thing. I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'll thrash the others. Please have some revivers. Okay, that's at least 1 reviver, so now we won't instantly die. The rest is kind of garbage, though. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go in here. We are going to grab a bunch of missions. I am a little... it's a little unfortunate there's only 1 Tiny Woods mission there. I would have liked a second one. And we're going to talk to Wigglytuff, and this is where we can start buying friend areas. So she gets to explain to us how all of that works. We can get areas here, and once we have the area, we can start recruiting certain Pokemon. We get some areas for free. These 2 are just you know, complimentary areas. There are some Pokemon early on that we can recruit because of these areas. Magnemite convinces Wigglytuff to also give me the power plant for free. And then, you know, Magnemite can join. Yay! So yeah, now Magnemite is going to join. And we need to remember to not nickname it, because that's slow. Magnemite is a Pokemon that in this game we are never actually going to use. There we go. We did the thing. So Magnemite going off, that's all that. And now we get to do missions. And what we're going to do is... Oh, right, there's this cutscene first. This Jumpluff is going to ask Shiftry for help. Something about another Jumpluff, you know, being stuck in a dungeon and Shiftry not really wanting to help because the Jumpluff doesn't pay enough. We'll kind of learn that some teams are kind of in it for the money. And then another big team shows up. This is team... or well, I'll just call it Alakazam's team. It's called ACT, I believe. Alakazam, Charizard, Tyranitar. They are really special because they're a gold rank team. So, you know, everybody looks up to them. They're the most famous rescue team around. And we get a quick introduction and, you know, apparently Alakazam has an IQ of like 5,000 and Charizard can melt mountains and stuff like that. So Alakazam convinces Shiftry to take the job anyway. Be a little more selfless. Yes, I think that's the word. And then Alakazam passes us and does notice that there is a little something going on here. But not to worry. And this is where we decide to make our team first class too. That's what we do. We also get a quick image of this Gengar. He'll show up soon. Okay, since I only have 1 Tiny Woods mission, what I'm going to do is... I'm going to check the mailbox. There shouldn't be any in there, but just in case. We're going to check again for Reviver Seeds for safety, and then we're actually going to do our missions. And then I can quickly check if there's another Tiny Woods, because I do need another Tiny Woods mission, honestly. And I could do with more Revivers. Okay, that's great. That's a second Reviver. That's a third Reviver. Okay, that makes me feel a lot less scary. That makes this run so much less scary. That means we can die up to 3 times now. We are also going to accept that mission, and then we're going to go do Thunderwave Cave. So, simple filler day here. Thunderwave Cave. There's a mission on floors 3, 4, and 5. We got to clear out all of them, because for the next story trigger to happen, we need to do... we need to clear 3 missions, and this conveniently happens to have 3 missions. Switch those. There we go. Now, fun thing to note, these missions that we're doing, they can actually get me Reviver Seeds, which would actually be kind of convenient if we get those. Other things that we're hoping to get are things like Max Elixirs, money, although money's really only worth it after a certain, or starting like a certain amount. Okay, I gotta make sure I find the mission Pokemon first. I think it's that Minun. Judging, because so the mission Pokemon, they can be noticed quite easily because they move around at random, whereas the enemy Pokemon will always move in somewhat of a pattern. Okay, we don't care about that 1 damage. Okay, another mission here on floor 4. I'm picking up these Graveler rocks. They will stack, so I don't really have to worry about it too much. Okay, we're gonna have to go this way. The Graveler rocks, they can be useful in some of the later dungeons if we get to a point where I can't quite one-shot things. Okay, we found the stairs, but of course our target Pokemon is way on the other side. Okay, let's go back to... Okay, I don't care about picking up that apple. Apples tend to be quite useful items, so... Okay, 1 more mission to go. And there is our target. Nice and easy. Let's go. So we get us out of here, and that means we have now have enough missions done to progress the story. So we're going to do just that. We're going to get all of our rewards. 100 Poke, a Reviver Seed. Huge. Huge. 100 Poke. Okay, that's fine. I will take that. And this Wurmple is going to get us even more money. Okay, that's all. 300 Poke and a Reviver Seed. That's not bad. That's like almost 1.5 Reviver Seed, right? So, the next morning happens. Fun fact, by the way, you can actually tell that the story progresses because it says the next morning. If it didn't say that, we wouldn't have had enough missions done. And we get to meet Team Meanie. These are kind of like the evil guys of the game. Although, they're really not all that bad. But they're going to steal all of the missions in our mailbox. Not the missions in our mailbox. There were 0 in there, so we really don't care. But yeah, they're a rescue team who do it too, except they're in it for money and fame and world domination. Goodbye, Team Meanies. They took off. And now our mailbox is empty. Except it already was, so I don't know what Squirtle is worried about. We then also get some new mail, so that's cool. So I'm not even going to go into town. We're just immediately going to continue here. We are going to go to Tiny Woods and do 2 missions there, because to progress the story further, we need to do 2 missions. We really never get beyond the first, like, 3 dungeons when we have to do these mission days. That is a lot of early Pokemon. Okay, mission on floor 2. Neither of you is the Pokemon that I'm looking for, unfortunately. Thank you, Squirtle, for taking care of that. There is our Voltorb. That's what we need to save. And then we have 1 more mission to do until we can go to yet another day. So on the next day, I'm going to just kind of spoil that now because it's coming up anyway. I would have rather spawned next to our target, but there he is. On the next day, what we're going to get is we are going to start linking moves. And this is one of the most, if not the most overpowered mechanic in the game. See, we can make it so that we can do multiple moves in the same turn. Now, first, let's see our rewards. Another Reviver Seed, huge. That's 5. And some more money. And a Max Elixir. Not bad. Not bad at all. So we are really good on heal items right now. So that's huge. That's good because there is quite a scary dungeon coming up soon. First, another encounter with Team Meanie. So we get a request from the Caterpie. You know that Caterpie that we saved right at the start? Caterpie's friend is kind of in trouble. He got lost in the woods, in Sinister Woods, in fact. And, you know, Caterpie's coming over to ask us to save said Metapod. Now, then Team Meanie shows up, and Team Meanie is like, we'll save it for you. And then Caterpie's like, but I don't have any money. And then Gengar is like, well, you can even join our team. It's all good. We'll figure something out. But, you know, that's not reassuring at all. But before we go in, let's link our moves. So linking our moves allows us to do multiple attacks in the same turn. It costs us just 150, and I can do that for both of my Pokemon. So we're going to link Tail Whip and Tackle here, and we are going to link Tackle and Bubble here. I think that's it, right? Nope, that's not it. And Tail Whip. There we go. We shall not go on. Now, I don't have enough money for more Reviver Seeds, but I do have money for Max Elixir, so I am going to quickly take a quick peek. I don't have anything to sell for like 60, do I? No, not really. Okay, we'll let it be. On to Sinister Woods. We have 5 Revivers anyway, we should be fine. Also, Sinister Woods is where Revivers, I believe, start spawning. So this is a much longer dungeon than what we've done so far, and a much harder dungeon than what we've done so far. A lot of Pokemon here. They start actually dealing some damage. We have our linked moves, though, so at least there's that. So we're just going to hope for a lot of quick floors and get to the end. At the end, there will be another boss fight, our second boss fight, and this one's quite a bit more scary. Okay, level 10, that's huge. Right now, every bit of attack is a huge benefit to us. Okay, we now have enough for an extra Reviver later, so that's useful. This is some good stair luck so far. Let's keep that up. Okay, not so much on this floor. Luckily, we can take down these Sentrets. It's not a problem. The one downside of linked moves is that as soon as one of them wears out, we have to use a Max Elixir or they will unlink. And that's really scary if that does happen. So oh boy, that's a room. Now, luckily, the Silcoon and Cascoon won't actually move. That should one-shot. It will. They are completely stuck on the ground here. Until we get too close to them, and then that becomes a problem. What I'm going to do is we're going to eat this apple, just so that our belly is completely full going into the second half of this dungeon. Let's try here. Okay, awesome. That was decently quick stairs, no encounters. Floor 8. Very nice. Let's keep up these stairs. This is good. Okay, so this introduces a new mechanic that we haven't actually talked about yet, which is the water tiles. We will see water tiles and lava tiles as we progress, and certain Pokemon will be able to walk over them, and certain Pokemon will not. So Squirtle is actually capable of walking across the water tiles, because he's a water Pokemon. And like a Charmander would be able to walk across the fire tiles because it's a fire type Pokemon. Skitty can't actually cross any. That is a useful Mex Elixir. I appreciate that. Thank you, game. We are going to have to deal with the Slakoth. I'm going to try to leave the Executor asleep. So I don't want to use all of my moves just yet. I'm going to quickly check how much we have left. Okay, 11, that's fine. So, you know, that boss fight is coming up and we got to be ready for it. Deal with it. Hoot Hoot. Okay, there is an Executor. These I can't... Okay, we did one-shot them. These are not guaranteed to one-shot, I believe, so that could be a problem. This is unfortunately a really big floor, and we haven't really been able to find the stairs yet. But we are closing in on the end of Sinister Woods. I would like to get through this dungeon. Yeah, so this is what I meant with the Executor not being guaranteed. Is it? Oh, there it is. Of course it is the last room you check, pretty much. Okay, here we go. So we get to the end. This is where the Metapod is. It can't be much further, and that's exactly when Team Meanie shows up. Now, this fight, we are going to use that those Graveler rocks we've saved up. The Gengar is going to be our first target. We are going to just try and hit that. We are then going to get rid of the Medicham, which if we don't miss... If we don't miss the Medicham, then it should die very quickly. It is unfortunate that we missed the Gengar. I'm going to, for the sake of safety, get rid of the Ekans first. I am not a fan of that, but I can do this. So the moves won't actually unlink until I use one. So far we're still good. And there we go. That's the boss fight. Let's go. Team Meanie defeated. That is Sinister Woods out of the way. We both get our level ups real quick. So now that we've beaten Team Meanie, they'll run out of here. They never actually found Metapod, so that's nice. And then right after that, Metapod does show up. We have saved Caterpie's friend. Now, Caterpie won't actually be able to pay us, like we said, but, you know, we did good work today, right? We saved a Pokemon. We do make an agreement here. See, since Caterpie isn't actually able to pay us, we agree that at some point we are going to be renovating our rescue base and that Caterpie is going to help out. You know, so they'll pay out in hard work, and Metapod is going to help out too. So, you know, all good times. Metapod and Caterpie heading back home, and it is time for us to get some Z. Catch some sleep, you know, catch some Z's. What I'm going to do, I'm not usually going to do this, but for the sake of the marathon, I'm going to make a quick safety save here. We've made quite a bit of progress the past like 40-ish minutes, so let's move on. Now that we picked up some money, so we're going to go check for more Reviver Seeds and Max Elixirs again. We also see that Jumpluff pop up from earlier. See, Shiftry hasn't actually returned yet. And that's a little concerning, because really Shiftry should be back at this point. So Jumpluff is coming to us to ask if we could see what's going on. It turns out there's thunderclouds but no wind, and you know something's wrong. So we agreed to help this Jumpluff, but not before we go into town. We're gonna check the mission board. We're gonna see. We're gonna stock up on items. You know, all the good stuff. I will take the Max Elixir actually. Those are quite useful too. Honestly, our inventory is looking really solid for this point in the game. We are going to get that. We're going to get that. That looks good. Okay, I would like another Tiny Woods mission, but for now this will do. We have, I think... Yeah, we have 3 Mount Steel missions. We have our 3 Thunderwave Cave. I'm just missing a Tiny Woods mission. And on to Silent Chasm. So Silent Chasm is a really big one because we can find the Power Band and the Special Band here. Both of those are going to be really useful items for us. Okay, so, you know, we're super scared, of course, because apparently there's a really big Pokemon down here, and that's terrifying. So, you know, there's some old folktale about, you know, a monster. But Shiftry and Jumpluff should be on B10F, so we're going to get that, try and get there. The big thing is trying to find that power band. I will try and pick up every single band I can, because finding it would be just huge. It's fine if we don't find it. It's not uncommon for me to not find it here. Basically, the power band is used for Skitty to boost up all of our physical moves, in this case Tackle, and later on double slap. Okay, we are gonna just weaken that as much as we can. It's okay that we didn't get the kill. But yeah, we're going to get the power band for Skitty. We are also going to try and get the special band. The special band will be for Squirtle to boost up all of its water type moves. Right now that's just Bubble, but we will get another one later on. They will make a lot of Pokemon that are currently ranges just guaranteed one-shots. Alright. Floor 6. Honestly, Silent Chasm so far hasn't been too bad. Yeah, here you can see what I mean with, you know, they're gonna not be one-shots anymore. Weedle is. Weedle really isn't a problem. I'll let Squirtle deal with the Houndour so I can get a Bubble in the face, and that should get the kill. I don't like Yanma very much here. As you can see, these Pokemon, despite not really being able to one-shot me anymore, they can still deal significant damage. So trying to one-shot them is key. Okay, this is where I could choose to do an Oron Berry. Let's see what our position looks like here. Okay, we are gonna get out of here. I am gonna eat that Oron Berry that I was talking about to try and not die. So that was a little close to losing a Reviver Seed, and that would be a bit of a waste. Okay, one more floor. No signs of any of the bands that I want yet, but... Okay, I gotta watch out for Beedrill. Beedrill in particular can be really scary. It has Fury Attack. Okay, we're gonna make sure that we get the kill on that thing, because it, like I said, it has Fury Attack, and Fury Attack deals up to 5 hits in a row, and that is effectively as if it could hit me 5 turns in a row. And if that happens, I mean, we could lose not just 1 Reviver Seed, we could easily lose like 2 or maybe even 3 if it gets some crits. And I don't want to lose 2 or even 3 Reviver Seeds right now. But yeah, that's the end of Silent Chasm. Nice, quick and easy dungeon. We find the Jumpluff. Shiftry is here too, but Shiftry is knocked out. He tells us to get away from here because then Zapdos shows up. So this is our first legendary Pokemon of the game. And Zapdos tells us that if we want to save Shiftry, we'll have to go to the top of Mount Thunder. You know, we saved Jumpluff, at least there's that. And we are making the promise here that yes, we will go out and save our friend Shiftry. He might have been a little selfish at first. Also, Alakazam here comes to scare us for the legendary bird Zapdos, because he is way too powerful for us. And we could, you know, stand up strong and be like, yeah, we got this. Or I could be like, oh, my stomach, it hurts. And that's actually, like, faster, because otherwise, you know, each of them would ask me a question, and now I only get one question. And Squirtle is like, yeah, he's just pretending, it's fine. Yay, we're going to save the Shiftry. Now, Mount Thunder is another really likely spot for me to find that Power Band and Special Band that I've been looking for. We're really hoping to find that right about now, because that would be huge. I should go to the board, because I do not have my 2 Tiny Woods missions yet. Basically, later on, I will need 2 Tiny Woods missions, for the same reason that we had earlier with skipping days. And as I progress the story, more and more dungeons show up, so we actually want to get it as early as possible. Okay, this is looking perfect. My job set is good. We are not going to actually do any of those jobs for a while. I could buy a Max Elixir if they have one, or an Oron Berry. I don't have the money for a Reviver Seed, though. Okay, Mount Thunder. Let's do this. So Mount Thunder is quite a scary dungeon. There is Beedrill in here, which, like I said before, can do a lot of damage. There's a lot of Electric-type Pokemon, and this is where it's kind of a disadvantage for us to have the Squirtle with us. It is also going to be the very first dungeon that has what we call a midpoint. Certain dungeons will actually, at some point, basically give us a chance to save in the middle of the dungeon. We call them the midpoint. And this is the first dungeon that will have just that, but most of the dungeons from here will. Usually it'll be like a bunch of floors, and then a midpoint, and then there's like a couple floors after that. Yeah, let Squirtle take care of the Keknia from there. Should be fine. Yeah, we don't really have to worry about Poison Sting much, unless it poisons me, because that could be a little annoying. Alright, so Mount Thunder is a scary dungeon. It's also one of the longer dungeons we've done so far. It's not quite as long as Sinister Woods, but some of the floors can turn out to be a bit of a hassle for us to get through. So we'll see how things progress. With Power Band, a lot of these Pokemon would at least be ranges, I believe. So, you know, we actually would prefer to have the Power Band right about now. Not much we can do if we don't, though. Downside is that means I need to attack most of these Pokemon twice. We are at the point where it's not entirely unrealistic for me to start learning our most overpowered move in the game. We'll see if we learn it in this dungeon or after this dungeon. It's not uncommon to learn it in Mount Thunder, especially with how many random encounters we've had so far. Okay, maybe I should have thrown a Graveler Rock, just to be safe. I kind of want to try and avoid the Pidgeotto, or at the very least be able to take it when we can both attack it at the same time. We got a crit there, though, so that's nice. Okay. Floor 6, we're still doing fine. We haven't lost any revivers. That is a blast seed, unfortunately. It is possible for me to find reviver seeds here. They're not super common, but it is possible. And that would put our heal item situation even better. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of the Electabuzz. These things have Thunder Punch. And with Thunder Punch, they can deal quite a lot of damage at once. Okay, level 13. We are going to learn Water Gun here. We're going to learn it, but I'm going to immediately then turn it off because the linked move is way, way better for us. Okay, let me make sure that we don't wake up the Gligar, save us from another fight. This is what I meant with the Electabuzz being a potential problem. Quick attack dealing a lot of damage here. On to the next floor. Here we go. Still no sign of any of the bands that we need, though. Well, you can do a donation if you want.
Ray8000 donated $5. A little donation for one of my favorite game series. I didn't even know there are speedruns of those games. Good luck and good RNG, at least better than the start. And could you maybe explain what the no WM and no QS after any percent mean?
Right, yes, I should probably do that. So this category, I didn't even realize I hadn't actually explained what the category was yet, but this category is no WM, no QS. The no WM stands for no Wonder Meals. So there is a mechanic in this game called Wonder Meal. Basically, it allows me to put in a code, which then allows me to basically get any mission that I would want, and by extension, any item that I would want. This can be really useful to get really powerful items really early on, especially items that you're not supposed to have. The no QS means no quick save. Quick saves is a thing that you can do in the dungeon, and the reason that quick saves are really useful is because it turned out that if you load a quick save, the RNG seed is actually a set seed. It resets the RNG seed to a known value. So by doing a quick save at the end of floor 1, just before entering the stairs, we can know exactly what every single floor will be after that. So basically that would make this a completely manipped run where I can manipulate every single floor except the first floors. Now, because that is a possibility, we've decided that we are going to do this run without actually allowing any of the RNG manipulations. This is, by the way, why Skitty is really powerful. We can attract to make the bosses not actually do anything. This is one of the main reasons that I chose Skitty. This is why all those resets at the start were necessary. And that's Zapdos, the first major boss of the game. Alakazam comes walking in, basically tells the Zapdos, you know, that's just about enough. Or the Charizard, you know, offers to take him on again, but this'll do. We proved our skill. We get Shiftry back as a reward, and Alakazam is all impressed because, you know, we did what he thought was impossible. We beat Zapdos. And then you know, one of the others makes the opponent makes the remark of, you know, you are awfully strong for a plain Skitty. And Alakazam kind of knows that we're not a plain Skitty. There's something going on with us. And he points us into the direction of the Great Canyon. At the top of the Great Canyon is the Hill of the Ancients, where Xatu lives, a Pokemon that can actually see into the future. So that's where we're going to go. But yes, at least I hope that explains what the category meant. We're not gonna. Basically, this is the category without manipulating any of the items or any of the floors. So it is the purest form of Mystery Dungeon, if you will. I do know how to do the manipulations. I do have them in the back in case the run really goes sour. I can resort back to those, but hopefully that won't be necessary. Okay, our next stop is going to be the Great Canyon. The Great Canyon is probably my favorite dungeon. Here, by the way, the options are 1, 1, 2 for the fastest result. The Great Canyon has got to be my favorite theme in the game. So we got a bit of a banger coming in. Now, this was where I could have linked Tackle, Water Gun, and Bubble, but because we still haven't, or because we didn't really need to go into town at all, we're going to do that after this dungeon. Okay, really good first couple floors. Let's keep that up, shall we, game? I am still very much on the lookout for the Power Band or Special Band, and I would really like to find that before the Fugitive sequence starts, which is soon, so... Okay, I'm not a fan of that jump love dealing, or getting our defenses down even more. Okay, that's the Special Band. That's not the best of the two, but it is one of the two at least. The Power Band is the one that I'm most looking for. That one does the most for us, but the Special Band is still a huge find. It's going to be a nice upgrade for the Bubble from Squirtle. We are also closing in on where we learn our most powerful moves, so... Let's see if we can find the Power Band before then. A couple Oron Berries, that's kind of useful actually. Don't mind if I do. Since our inventory isn't quite full yet anyway, this is a bit of a risk. Yeah, I should have known that. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to eat one of those Oron Berries that we just found. So yeah, Pursuit will deal the damage back to me. Doduo with Power Band is generally a one-shot. Without, it's a range. So, super annoying. Okay, can we have some floors like those first two? Those were kind of nice. Okay, 5th floor, here we go. Okay, we didn't get flinched. That at least is nice. Okay, good. There's the stairs. Honestly, I'm just enjoying the music while we do this dungeon. Okay, there we go. I am very much still hoping that we can find the Power Band. That will guarantee a lot of these attacks to actually one-shot, rather than be like, not quite there. This is generally the last dungeon before we become a lot more powerful all of a sudden, so things should get a lot easier or very quickly from here. Okay, so Stun Spore is a kind of an annoying one, as is Leech Seed. Here I have the advantage of having Squirtle having the possibility to take over. So Stun Spore can actually, if we were to be standing side by side, Stun Spore would actually be able to hit both of our Pokemon at once, and that could be the end right there. That could lose me a lot of revivers. Floor 7. Floor 8. Okay, that's a double Pokemon. I'm going to try and take care of the Ariados, and hopefully have Squirtle take care of the Cacturn. That was not enough for the kill. That's a little annoying. It will kill on the next turn. Okay, so I'm going to do a Gravel Rock here. Okay, so this warning is an important one. Our links are about to get unlinked. That means I now have 2 power points left. I can do my combo move one more time if I then don't If I then use them again, they will unlink, and that means I can't use them anymore. Or I'm going to have to, you know, redo that. So we're going to use a max elixir here. That fills it up entirely again, and we can now proceed. Okay, that Pokemon is asleep at least. We're going to use a Gravel Rock here. Use the Tail Whip tackle combo. Did not kill for some reason. Okay, and there's 2 Pokemon coming up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just try and get them in the hallway. Okay, level 15. Level 15 is huge. This requires some explaining. We get our move Double Slap, and I get to immediately demonstrate it as well. Double Slap is one of the most broken moves in the game. Or that happens! Sure! Come on! So yeah, Double Slap allows me to attack multiple times in the same turn. It doesn't quite have 100% accuracy. There is a really real chance of missing. And then the game can decide to just kill me, because that's a thing. But hey, we had Reviver Seeds, so we are fine. It's just a little annoying. Game just loves proving me wrong today. And there we finally found the stairs. Now, when the Reviver Seed triggered, all of my power points got restored, but on top of that, we also had all of our belly restored, so I don't actually have to worry about food for a little bit. Yeah, this generally does allow me to at least get 2 hits in on the same turn, which allows me to one-shot Pokemon again, which is nice. And I still have my tackle combo, tackle tail whip combo for after if necessary. Let Squirtle take care of that from there. Okay, so Squirtle can only attack 1 more time now too, so it's really down to Skitty for a little bit. Because I kind of don't want to use more max elixirs. Okay, good. I should just start not doing that from the menu. Okay, Tauros can hurt. Tauros is another really powerful Pokemon this early on in the game. And because I kind of want to spare Squirtle's moves, we do kind of rely on actually hitting a little. Okay, it's just money. In that case, I'm gonna... Oh, is that a power band? It's a power band! So yeah, earlier we were doing about, like, low 30s on these Tauros. Now we're doing about high 30s. So it's not a huge upgrade, but it is just about enough that in a lot of situations it can make the difference between just barely making it or not. So we get to the Hill of the Ancients. This is where Xatu is at. Say hello to Xatu. And Xatu is just staring into the sun. I wouldn't recommend that. And we get 2 options. We can either tickle the Xatu, or we can attack the Xatu to, you know, try and get its attention. We're going to attack, because that is approximately 30 seconds faster. Not even joking, tickling is super slow. So, let's go in for the attack. Squirtle getting ready, counting down, just like we did earlier. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we know. And then the Xatu decides to give us some attention. So now we get a long bit of lore about, you know, we've turned into the Pokemon, and, you know, us actually... Like, all of we know in this situation in this world, there have been a lot of natural disasters. Way more than what would be normal. And... the calamities in the world are related to us. So, us turning from a human into a Pokemon is very much related to all of the disasters that have been happening. The world is out of balance, and we have something to do with that. Xatu also tells us that the world's destruction is coming. The end of day is kind of near. And of course, Gengar, you know, our good friend from earlier, he overheard everything. So, time to link some moves. This is where we get into our most powerful form. This is where we become the most powerful we will be in pretty much the entire run, at least attack-wise. So we get a bunch of questions. We just tell the Squirtle that we don't know. We have no idea what's going on. We don't know how we're related. Yeah. I get to check the Keck Shop, which is nice. That's a lot of revivers. We are going to just buy some revivers, because we might as well. We have the money for it, right? We get rid of this Plain Seed and we buy another reviver. I do have to make sure that I have 150 left over. We do. Okay, we have a lot of revivers. We're good on heals for a while. We also hear we overhear Lombre Bellsprout and Snubble talk about a legend, the Ninetales legend. And there's a legend apparently that a human touched the tails of a Ninetales and got cursed by and turned into a Pokemon. Wishcast, a Pokemon up in the pond, can tell us more about that. Before we do, we're going to link some moves. This is what I meant with, you know, so we're going to unlink all of this, and we are going to link this, link that, we're going to deselect that, we're going to link all of, nope, we're going to set that. We're now going to do that here as well. We're going to link Double Slap in. We shall not go on. And time to go talk to Wishcash. So, we hear about the Ninetales legend. Yes, we want to hear. So there once lived a Pokemon, a human and a Ninetales, and, you know, the human decided to touch the Ninetales' tails, grab the tails, and got cursed for 1,000 years to be turned into a Pokemon. But the human had a Gardevoir to protect itself. So instead of the curse being like 1,000 years, the Gardevoir got cursed and the human was turned into a Pokemon. Something like that. And then, you know, when the human was turned into a Pokemon, the world's balance, you know, the world got out of balance. And basically this lines up with Xatu was telling about a human turned into a Pokemon and that resulting in the world being out of balance. So, yeah, Squirtle decides maybe today's not such a good day for rescues. Let's just go to bed. We don't feel so good. And the Squirtle is kind of worried that we might be that human. But he also decides, you know, he's going to believe us no matter what. Squirtle is our friend. And then that night, we have a dream. Now, remember how I said about a Gardevoir being cursed instead of the human and the human turning into a Pokemon? Well, we finally make out what that Pokemon is that had been talking to us. And it's Gardevoir. Dun dun dun, I know. It's surprising, right? Now, we don't really get to know what the Gardevoir is to us and how this all ties in together. The Gardevoir just doesn't get that chance to tell. But, yeah, there is definitely a link to us, Gardevoir, the human that turned into a Pokemon, and, you know, the end of days as we know it. And that would all be fine, because, you know, only we know about that, and most Pokemon think that the legend is just the legend, and, you know, only me, Squirtle, and Xatu know who that we're a human-turned Pokemon, right? And Alakazam, but Alakazam is cool like that. Right? Right? Yeah? Well, the square does seem empty. That can't be good, right? Ah, it's early. Yeah, that might be it. That might be it. It's early. Okay, so we're going to go into town. We're going to check. And we find out that everybody's in the square, gathered. And who else is talking? Because it turns out the legend is true. And they're about to reveal who the human is. It's Gengar! Oh no, this can't be good for us, right? So he tells that he went up to the Hill of the Ancients, certain Pokemon wanting advice from Xatu because they are a human turned Pokemon, and that the human had something to do with the end of the world. And, you know, the unthinkable could happen. So yeah, that's not good, right? And that human is Skitty! Oh wait, that wasn't our name, was it? It's Connect! Connect is all connected in all of this. And, you know, we've seen Gardevoir in our dreams, so we can't really deny this either. He is technically telling the truth. As far as we're concerned, at least. So, yeah, we get chased out of town. Attacked like that. Squirtle is a little angry with us because, you know, we didn't say anything. And then it's time we told Squirtle about our dream. And that's when Alakazam comes up to us. And, you know, they decide that they must get rid of me. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do. We have to be destroyed. But, you know, Alakazam is reasonable. He's a reasonable Pokemon. He tells us to pack all of our supplies, leave first thing in the morning. He will come and hunt us down. But, you know, we must run. We must travel the world and try and figure out what the real truth is. So, that is what we're going to do. But luckily there are some Pokemon who do believe us. See, we have Caterpie here. Remember Caterpie? Caterpie tells us that, you know, he believes us. And one day we are going to make that base. Because we made a promise, and dang it, we're going to keep the promise. So next morning, we get up super early, and it's time for us to head out. We've packed our things. We're just going to go. It's going to be a rough trip, but we'll need to do it. You know, even Alakazam believed us. We must run and find the truth, and we're going to do just that. And now we get some sad music. But there are some Pokemon who are going to see us off. Because there are some Pokemon who believe us. The Caterpie, the Metapod, the Jumpluff, the Diglett, Ductrio. They believe that we didn't do it. We're the good guys, right? Even Pelipper believes us. So yeah, we're gonna have to do some traveling. Gotta do some dungeons. But Pelipper believes that one day they'll get sent me mail once again. We're gonna hit the road. Goodbye, everyone. And so we start to travel. We're now fugitives. We can certainly see the cracks in the world. Fields of fire, you know, the world's unrest. But we are going to march on to eventually get to the Lapis Cave. And this is the longest dungeon we have yet to do. Lapis Cave is relatively short floors generally. It's actually one of the very few dungeons that you can realistically be faster Maniplus than you can Manipt. Just because the floors tend to be relatively quick. But we're gonna, you know, traverse our way through here. That is a bit of an unfortunate first floor. So nothing too impressive about Lapis Cave. It is, it's generally like 3 or 4 rooms per floor, and then, you know, pretty long hallways. We're gonna just make our way through here. In the meantime, we can do a quick donation.
Anonymous donated $5. The double slap into double miss then getting KO'd really displayed how truly great the move double slap really is.
Okay, this is solid, so let's keep it up. This is the beauty of mystery dungeon runs sometimes. I promise you I am not manipulating anything. That would be impossible. You would have seen me quick save, but... So yeah, this is why I kind of like Lapis Cave. It can sometimes just randomly decide to do this, where you get stair floor after stair floor. Yeah, that's beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, that's a max elixir. Don't mind if I do. Do I have anything? I should swap that for, I think, an apple. Actually, let's swap it for a Pecha berry. Though they don't really serve much of a purpose anymore at this point. The max elixir is more useful. And that was Lapis Cave, everybody! That was a dungeon, alright! So yeah, that was probably one of the fastest Lapis Caves I've ever done. Good dungeon. Let's go. We do learn that, you know, obviously Pokemon are still very much chasing us, and we have a new challenge ahead of us. This is Mount Blaze. Now, Mount Blaze is a lot less forgiving than Lapis Cave, let me tell you that much. This is another one of the dungeons with a midpoint. We are going to just try and complete the dungeon as fast as we could. This is the first dungeon that has lava tiles, so neither of our Pokemon can walk over them, but fire-type Pokemon, which are quite common around here, can. And then this is another dungeon that will have a boss at the end, and I imagine some of you may already be able to guess what that's going to be. Now, in order to make it so that you don't soft block, the developers actually did put in a little thing here, where there is, you can go to Mount Blaze, but there's an alternate path that's about like 3 floors, so you can kind of get a little bit of experience. We are going to just ignore all of that. I should maybe let Squirtle deal with that real quick. Okay, we managed to not get into too many encounters. That at least is good. Was a bit of a slow floor, but we don't really mind that much. So yeah, like I said, this dungeon tends to be a lot less forgiving than Lapis Cave. Now, I will say Mount Blaze isn't generally that bad. There are some Pokemon, like this Pidgeot, that can do a lot of damage, but generally speaking, most Pokemon aren't going to deal huge amounts of damage immediately. So these are the lava tiles that I was talking about. Fire Pokemon can cross them. We cannot. So there's another band there. We do not need to pick them up. We have the ones that we need. Okay, a level up is fine. So a little bit of extra defense, a little bit of extra attack, you know, some extra HP. It's always nice to get. Yawn is fine because we're gonna go to the next floor so the yawn will immediately wear off. Okay, that's the kind of floors we like. Okay, floor 7. That's a little annoying, but I should be okay here. It's our boy Shuckle, doing what Shuckle does. Okay, so Smog can be a little scary because we don't have any Pecha berries anymore because I tossed mine in favor of a Max Elixir. If we get poisoned, we will not heal anymore for the rest of that floor, and we will gradually take damage. And that can be a little scary if it takes a while to find the stairs. Now, lucky for us, most of the time that shouldn't really be an issue. Okay, we are going to swap a apple with this, and I'm going to then eat that apple. The link box is nice for if my moves ever do get unlinked. I can then use, you know, if we revive or if I use a Max Elixir, I can then relink them again. Okay, midpoint is coming close. That's a really nice floor. Spawning on the stairs. You'll love to see it. Not over there. Okay, let's check up here. Alright, that's the midpoint. We're just going to immediately go on because we still have some floors to do. The peak is relatively short, so we should be getting to the end of the peak relatively quickly here. Okay, that's our fight against the Arcanine. Not a problem. Okay, Fearow is one to pay attention to. Fearow does have Fury attack, which works in much the same way as Double Slap does. So Fearow is one of those Pokemon that we have to be very, very careful around, because they can actually lose me like 2 or 3 Reviver Seeds at once. There it is. All right. So we get to the peak, and you might have already guessed it, but there's a boss fight coming up here. This is where we're going to fight Moltres, the second major boss of the game. And once again, we're going to see how incredibly overpowered Skitty is here, because this is really the sort of fights where we will see why Skitty is so much better than any of the other starters. But first we get to, you know, the mountain is raging and Moltres blames just about everybody it can blame, honestly. So we're going to attract turn 1. Now Moltres can't actually do anything. We're going to just let Squirtle do its thing, that's fine. Okay, that's not bad. Moltres still can't do anything, it's still stuck. So we drop its defense again. And that's Moltres. Not even a single point of damage on me. So yeah, Moltres then gets back up, and you know, we tell Moltres, you know, we didn't come into for trouble. And that we're actually out there to help people and help Pokemon. And then after staring us down a bit, Moltres trusts that we aren't lying. But we need to make the promise that we're going to try and figure out what's going on with the world and that we're going to try and put a stop to it. And so we do. But we're fugitives right now, so we'll get to the bottom of this once we're safe. And Moltres is going to hold us to that promise. And then he's going to take off. Goodbye, Moltres. So, that's another dungeon down. We're doing quite well, I'd say. And we're going to make our way to the next dungeon. But not before we get another little sad Fugitives sequence here. So we make our way all the way here. And Squirtle is like, you know, there must have been... at this point, they must have lost our trail, right? I mean, look at how far we've come. And unfortunately, we're gonna crush Squirtle's dreams because yes, there will be Pokemon that'll still be after us. If nobody else, there will be Alakazam. Because there is no way Alakazam couldn't cross Mount Blaze. So, we're gonna just have to run some more. And so our journey continued. We flee north, over mountains, through swamps, over frozen cliffs, through the frigid wastelands. So yeah, this is it's quite a barren place. Not many Pokemon around here. And we see this new Pokemon, Absol. Now legend has it that Absol shows up when disaster is about to strike. So many people believe that Absol is the reason for the disaster, but it's really more so the messenger. That's a little Pokemon fact for you. And we get to the Frosty Forest. Snow all around. And that's where we're going to travel through. This is another really big dungeon. Just like the previous one, there will be a boss at the end. You can probably predict what it is at this point. I mean, there's kind of been a pattern, right? There are some Pokemon here that are scary, specifically these things, the Furrets, because they have Fury Swipes. And when they do that, it is just like Double Slap. It is another multi-hit move, which can deal quite a bit of damage. Most of the other Pokemon aren't really all that scary, at least. Also, Furret is a normal type, so it does get the stab bonus. So yeah, that's another just showcase of that. It can do a lot of damage. Furret, can we refrain from doing this some more, please? This is getting a little close. We have Oron berries, but I'm kind of trying to save them up. I'm not sure if I should be using them or if I should just try and save them. At least Azurill isn't that scary a Pokemon. We're kind of getting back to like half decent health. Okay, this is kind of the sign that we need to eat this, right? The reason I want to save up all of these heal items is because they will be necessary for the last few dungeons. Okay, defense curl, that's fine. I took a slight risk there. Fury Swipes could have been annoying, but... So the biggest downside of Frosty Forest is it can be kind of difficult to see the stairs if you actually reach a room with the stairs. Because all of the indications are in blue. Oh, that hurts. That's a Ditto. Okay, we're still alive, still hanging in there. This is another dead end. We're gonna have to go this way. So yeah, at this point we are strong enough to take on the rock types. Double Slap is just that powerful. Okay, there's a little bit of text here, and this is actually the only moment in the game where I have to mash the buttons. If I just hold B, the text will not progress, whereas it will for all of the other text in the game. So I will just have to mash through a few lines of dialogue, and then we get to Frosty Forest Floor 6. This Frosty Forest has been a little tricky so far, so let's hope the second half of the first half will go a little better. I'm not a huge fan of that sand attack. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually let Squirtle deal with this. I am not doing so hot after being sand attacked there. We can gravel a rock that for the kill. When we enter the stairs, our status drops and whatnot like that, they will immediately be removed as well. So I'm not really going to have to worry about that at many moments in the run. It's just another matter of try and find the stairs as quick as we can, and we kind of wanted to do that anyway. That's a dead end, and that's a really unfortunate dead end. This is actually one of the Pokemon where it might have been worth switching to Squirtle. We did get the kill this time. Lairon can be quite bulky. Lots of Pokemon trying to fight us here, unfortunately. So this is not a great Frosty Forest. But we made it to the midpoint, Frosty clearing, and now we're going to go for the peak floors, the Frosty Grotto. Now this one is a little longer than we had with the previous dungeons. In the previous dungeons, it was always the 3rd floor where we would find the boss. With this one, it'll actually, I believe, be the 5th floor. The snowing effect that we see here a lot of the time generally won't matter too much for us. Here we go, on to floor 3. So you'll see now the dungeon does actually continue. I saw a Pokemon up there, so we're going to go this way instead. In the hopes of finding the stairs with avoiding as many battles as possible. There we go. Frosty Grotto 4. This is the last floor before the boss. Nice. Okay. Time for another boss fight. Now this boss can be scary because it's got Powder Snow, and Powder Snow will work from a distance. Now the good thing is we have a buttload of Reviver Seeds, so honestly we should be fine. But yeah, we may not pass. That's what we hear. It's forbidden to pass, and you know, if we resist, we will have to fight our next boss, Articuno. Probably not a surprise there that our next boss was Articuno. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to swap Tail Whip on. We're going to do Attract. And that's because really Skitty is our main damage dealer here. So I'm just going to really use the Squirtle to drop the defenses of the Articuno to increase the damage output from Skitty. Because at this point, that is kind of the best thing it can do. Okay, I'm going to just attract it. We probably would have killed with a regular attack here, but I'm not going to risk it. I'll let Squirtle take care of it if it can. It can, and there we go. That's Articuno. So that is 3 major bosses down, 2 more major bosses left in the game. We're doing quite decent on time, I'd say. But, you know, Articuno is still not believing us. So it tries to go in for the fight again. Articuno is basically worried about all of the snow melting. It's getting way, way warmer in here. Even though it's all frozen over. And then Absol shows up. And Absol tells us that there is nothing false about what they said. We are not the cause. This is actually really important, chat and audience. We have 2 really big moments coming up in a bit. We have to, before entering the next dungeon, remove Absol from the team. Because Absol will only slow us down. It's really annoying. The first time, I'll usually remember, but sometimes I forget. And then the second time, it's really easy to forget. And it's just, at both times, it's a huge time loss. So, you know. But yeah, Absol is going to join our team here. We don't really get much of a say in the matter. And so we travel through the forest once more, going even further north, even harsher conditions, through blizzards and everything. Getting kind of desperate and everything. Squirtle not really feeling it, but just pushing on by sheer willpower. Gotta love that dedication from Squirtle. Yeah, Squirtle still believes in us, and will still be pushing forward with us. And that's when something happens. Remember that that Gardevoir from earlier? Well, we get a little dizzy, and we actually start to see Gardevoir. Now, the others don't actually get to see Gardevoir here. But Gardevoir has been waiting for us. It is finally time for us to meet her. Visible only to me, but Gardevoir tells us of a mountain not too far away through a jagged path to Mount Freeze, and at the top we will find Ninetales. You know, the very same Ninetales from the legend. Okay, chat, this is where the important part comes in. We have to remember to remove Absol from the team. But there's 2 more moments that I have to say yes. Or rather, that I have to say, you know, something on a text box. Okay, that's the last one. Now it's time for the hardest trick in the game. Well, second hardest, because we got to do it one more time midway through, and that one's even harder. Stand by. Okay, we did it. On to Mount Freeze. Here we go. So yeah, basically the Absol isn't really all that strong. It'll survive most of the time, but it just, you know, every time it does faint, it eats up a Reviver Seed. It's an extra member that we have to drag along that sometimes can get lost. It's just a real pain. So that's why we wanted to get rid of it quick as we can. So, Mount Freeze is a fairly uneventful dungeon, so this is a good moment to remind everybody to donate to save the children. I don't know about any incentives coming up, but you can probably find some really cool Stream 2 incentives that are coming up in, like, tomorrow. So, go do that. Okay, Mount Freeze floor 4. Let's see if we... So the Swablu's, I should probably mention, also have Fury Attack. It is one of the last Pokemon, or I think it's the last Pokemon from the Fugitive sequence that can pretty much one-hit KO us if it would choose to do so. Okay, another level up. There we go. That's not going to help us much. This was unfortunately a really bad floor. Hopefully we'll get some good floors to make up for it. Can we get the kill on the Shelgon, please? Okay, floor 5. Nice little stair floor. That's what I was hoping for, game. Okay, this could be a Reviver. It is. Which means we're going to have to swap something. I'm going to swap an Oron Berry. The Oron Berries at this point are the least useful thing for me. Oron Berries will heal me to full, but only if I eat them actively. Whereas the Reviver Seed will do just about that, and he'll also heal the rest, and I can do that passively, which is why the Reviver Seeds are always preferred. Okay. I mean, don't mind if I do. I mean, we're not going to have very many Oron Berries, but I'll take the Reviver Seeds. I think we have like a full page worth of Reviver Seeds now, which is kind of ridiculous. That is still no promise we won't die, by the way, but, you know, with every Reviver Seed, the odds of us beating the run go up. Okay, we found... Oh, right, there is... Okay, yeah, that's a thing. This is what I meant with Fury Swipes, being a little scary sometimes. That can happen. Okay, we don't really care about... Okay. I pressed Y, but for some reason it ate my input. So that just happened. Luckily, Squirtle was there to take care of it for me. Okay, we've lost a Reviver, but it's still fine, honestly. That is not what I... Okay, Squirtle, taking care of that for us. Good job, Squirtle. Okay, Zangoose. There's a Zangoose now with a Reviver Seed out there, and that's a little scary, because the enemy Pokemon, when they have a Reviver Seed, they will also be able to use it, just like we would. So I'm gonna hopefully not have to deal with that Zangoose, and it looks like I'm not going to. Because that was probably the Zangoose with a Reviver Seed. Will this be a new Reviver Seed to refresh the one that we just used? It will be. This run, I mean, we had a really rough patch at the start getting our main, but at least the game is kind of cooperating since, right? Okay, I'll deal with the... That's okay. Wrap is a little slow, but other than that, it's not really that dangerous. It doesn't deal much damage. Okay, be careful of the Vigoroth, because we know what they can do. Those Fury Swipes are not something we want to just ignore. Okay, we're almost at the midpoint. I think it's like 3 more floors, but I could be wrong. And then we're going to have to go to Peak, which, just like the previous dungeon, will be 5 floors, and we will find Ninetales at the top. So surprisingly, the slacking is actually a little less scary than the Vigoroth is, because its moves aren't multi-hit moves, and it'll usually have to take a break after it did something. So we'll just kill it like that. Encore is fine, it's whatever. It's annoying, but it's whatever. Okay, floor 13. I'll grab the Graveler Rock since I'm here anyway. How much damage is that? Okay, I think I'll just deal with that with a Graveler Rock then. Because I'm probably kind of running low on power points, considering we've had to beat quite a few Pokemon so far. And if I can save a Max Elixir, I can save one. If I can't, then so be it, honestly. I'm not too worried about that, because we do have quite a few. But if it's not necessary, it's not necessary. Okay, so we learn a new move here, Assist. Assist is completely useless to us, so we're just going to forget it. All of our other moves are significantly better. Okay, this is another really... We get a lot of floors with really small rooms and lots of hallways. They are the annoying ones to navigate, just because it takes a while. So we are getting dizzy from the hunger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat an apple. I'll replace that with that Max Elixir so that at least we have something useful for it. Yeah, that's not in there. Okay, so Squirtle is going to have to deal with the slacking here. If everything hits, we can just throw a Graveler Rock and that should get the kill for us. Or it crits and it just kills outright. Okay, we made it to the midpoint of Mount Freeze. Now to get the peak. We are not done with Mount Freeze just yet. Right, I forgot about Absol. Somebody in the back was even shouting it at me, but... This is what I meant with the hardest trick in the game. You know, actually getting rid of Absol, because there's like 3 seconds that you're at that midpoint. So actually, for remembering to do Absol there is something. We can at least make this a little easier on us, set the same things as with Squirtle, and then at least this part is only 5 floors instead of 15. So having Absol with us isn't as bad. If we get some quick floors, like honestly, it doesn't even have to make a difference time-wise if we get quick floors, but honestly, that's a big if. So I guess while we're going through a bit of dungeon crawling, and I'll continue that as we're into in one of the later dungeons, but there are actually some really cool categories that you can do for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. This one and Explorers of Time kind of play very similar, so it's really easy to transition from one to the other. But then on top of the any percents, we have, especially for this one, you have the Manipped category with and without Wonder Mill. So you have any percent no quick save, which just allows, no Wonder Mill, which allows everything except the Wonder Mill codes. You have any percent no quick save, no Wonder Mill, which is this. We have Unrestricted, where you can basically just use every single trick in the game. And then beyond the normal categories, there's also a lot of post-game stuff that you can do. One of the more fun ones that I would certainly recommend looking at is the All Icons run, which is basically all major bosses, which goes through all of the things that we do in this one, and then all of the post-game, getting, you know, Celebi and Deoxys, and it's just good fun, honestly. Lots of 99 floor dungeons in that one. Okay, we get to the peak, and this is where we're going to meet Ninetales. But before we do, you know, Ninetales is nowhere around, and some of the, you know, Team Alakazam's team has finally caught up with us. So this is time for the ultimate battle. Skitty, Absol, and Squirtle versus Alakazam, Charizard, and Tyranitar. And that's going to be quite the battle, let me tell you. But, just like that, Ninetales decides to interrupt and tell us all that we are not the cause. We are not the human from the legend. We are innocent. So we are not cursed by the Ninetales. We are not turned into a Pokemon because of the curse. Yes, we have something to do with this, but it is not. We are not the reason for it. Now, there is the Pokemon that is actually that human is in the game, and there is another category. It's a category extension called True Ending, which does actually reveal what Pokemon that is, because you are going to save that Pokemon and release Gardevoir from its curse. That is a real category, but we are not going to do that today. So, yay, we all prevail. All is good, all is well. We have proven our innocence, but, you know, that really still doesn't explain all the disasters. And then a massive earthquake happens. And Ninetales tells us of a beast underground, Groudon. And Groudon is awakening, and that is causing a lot of catastrophes to happen. So, you know, we as the rescue team we are, decide, you know, we'll take care of Groudon. Alakazam is, no, you've done enough for now. You're not ready for this. It is time for you to do your thing, take your rest. We will take care of it. And so we will. Back in Pokemon Square, Alakazam is kind of, you know, egging everybody on to fight us. To you know, hunt us down, to keep chasing us. Shiftry's like, I couldn't get past Mount Blaze, you know, it's all fire. And Lombre gets a little frustrated with Gengar being all like, you know, if you're so you know, if you make such a big deal of it, why don't you do it yourself? But we are back in town. And everybody happy that we're back, except Gengar, of course. And Gengar is like, but what proof do you got that you're innocent? You bet, we found the Ninetales and we are not the human from the legend. But he's like, yeah, can't be trusted. Where's your proof? And then he asks everybody to attack us once again because we didn't have proof. But by this point, the others are like, no. No, Gengar, you've had your fun. We went along with you for a little while, but it is over. You know, we can't be bad people. We've helped so many we've helped so many Pokemon. At this point, there's no proof necessary. And Pelipper actually saw it happen. You know, Pelipper was keeping an eye out for us, and there is a special news bulletin. We are innocent. Yay! Woo! We did it! So Lombre reads out, you know, Skitty is innocent, Alakazam saw, and Gengar is a stinky face. Now, last part isn't in, but doesn't make it less true. And then they're the ones being chased out of town instead. So yeah, all is well. So this is a moment where I need to mention something. For those of you at home, In a moment, we are going to see one of the best things in the game. We're going to see Wobbuffet. If you go to my channel, you drop a follow, you get to unlock Crrool07. It is an emote that is going to be very, very relevant to this next part of the run, and I would love to see some of those in chat. So, you know, it is exactly the amount of channel points that you get for following. I did that intentionally, specifically for this part. Maybe you'll get to see it, maybe not. You're gonna have a few minutes to do just that. We have all the jobs we need, because we are gonna first go into Thunderwave Cave, gonna do 3 more rescues, and then we're gonna see Crrool07. It is going to be worth it to get that in here. So I'm just gonna point that out. Chat, the people behind me, same to you. You know, if you're interested in joining in some spam in the chat in a moment, this is a very relevant community little thing that we do. The emote is called Crrool07, and it is going to be relevant. So, but yeah, first 3 more rescues, because we are back. We are back at it. 3 Pokemon we need to save right here in Thunderwave Cave. It is not there. That's a little unfortunate. There's our boy Sunkern. But we have 2 more missions to do. We'll have Squirtle take care of that Buchena. A little bit overkill, but we don't really mind. So the advantage of now getting back to these is I can just do an A-press attack. Don't have to use my linked moves. We can just kill them very, very quickly. Okay, floor 4 for the second mission. See if we can find our... Well, we keep finding the stairs, but we don't seem to be finding our clients. That's a little annoying, because that is exactly what I do need to find. Okay, there he is. Zigzagoon. Okay, with the extra growl, I might not actually be able to one-shot them anymore. Now especially. So we'll just do this, we'll take care of it, we'll get to the stairs. Voltorb wants to join the team. That's the first time that that's happened. So there's actually another really cool category, but a relatively long one, the Recruit Them All. So you can actually recruit every Pokemon in the game. Okay, time to find our last client, this Rattata. Get out of here. Chat, this is your last chance. Get yourself that Crrool07. I will promise you it will be worth it. Floa, I don't know if you're still awake, but I hope you'll see some fun in the chat soon. That's up to chat, though. Okay, so we finished our missions. We got our things. An extra Max Elixir, always nice. Can't complain. 2 Max Elixirs, so those will be in storage in case we need it later. We also rank up to Bronze rank. Okay, we have now done all of the missions we needed to do. This is where the fun comes in. We get 1 more dream, and in this dream, we are going to get to talk with Gardevoir a little more. We get to hear a little more about what our destiny really is. We... You know, Gardevoir is looking over us, our spirit angel of sorts, and, you know, we actually get to interact with the Gardevoir for a bit, and get to understand Gardevoir's motivations, and that it doesn't actually hate its trainer, and that they protected the trainer of the curse, you know, all that sort of stuff. But we have a role, a purpose to serve. A role for which we became a Pokemon. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't actually get to tell us what that role is yet, but we will see soon. First, chat, are you ready? Are you people behind me, are you guys ready on chat? Oh yeah, we get to see this bit again. Sorry about that. Okay, chat, do it with me here. And the audience behind me, do it with me here. We get a special request here. You know, there was another earthquake. Alakazam's team isn't back yet. But, you know, we just do our usual thing. We do our missions, etc., etc. And we get a special request here to look at the bulletin board from Why Not at Wobbuffet. Here we go. Wobbuffet! Wobbuffet! So yeah, this is, you know, your Crrool 07. Spam them in the chat. Let's see that. Wobbuffet! Was anyone behind me saluting? Nice, nice. Get ready, because we will have some more, and I would like everybody behind me to join in on that. So yeah, it's time for us to go over to the bulletin board. They put a special request there for Uproar Forest, Punish Bad Mankey. Okay, are you guys ready? Wobbuffet! 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 And now we get to go to Uproar Forest. Let's go. Chat, thank you so much for joining in. So, time for us to head to Uproar Forest. And Uproar Forest is probably the worst dungeon in the game for many different reasons. This is the first dungeon that monster houses can show up, but that's not really the reason why it's bad. So, at the end of Uproar Forest, there is an item that we need to get, the so-called Chestnut. And legend has it that every once in a blue moon, you get a floor that has the legendary double chestnut. What that means is you find 2 chestnuts on the same floor. They can only ever spawn on floor 9. They do not spawn on any other floor. If, and that's a really big if, we get the legendary double chestnut, we will instantly save like 5 minutes over my PB. It is a kind of rare occurrence, but when it happens, and it is huge. It saves somewhere between, like, depending on your luck, 3 and 8 minutes. For my PB, I didn't get double chestnut there. It lost me 5 minutes. So it's a huge time save. But problem with double chestnut is it is completely random. There is nothing we can do to influence it. We're just going to go to that floor and we're going to hope for the best. Other than that, this dungeon isn't too special. Like I said, it's the first dungeon with monster houses. Some rooms, it can happen that a lot of Pokemon can randomly spawn all at once in the same room, as soon as I enter the room. This usually happens when there's a lot of valuable items in there, or when there's a lot of traps in there. We would like to avoid monster houses because they are a pain in the butt. But they can happen. It is completely up to the randomness of the game, just like with everything else. We're getting quite a lot of encounters. That's a little annoying. We can use a max elixir if I have to. We have more than enough for the rest of the game at this point, I think. Probably. Okay, but floor 9, that's the important one. Now, it is also possible, I will point that out too. There's also the equally, but no, it's luckily slightly more rare, 0 chestnut floor. If that happens, we are in trouble. Because if we get a 0 chestnut floor, that means I'm gonna probably have to do the dungeon 2 more times, and that loses like 5 minutes. And again, there is very little I can do to influence it. It is just up to luck. Luckily, the dungeon's only 10 floors, and the 10th is the boss floor, so only 9 floors. So it doesn't have to lose that much time. We want to find at least 1, but preferably 2. Here we go. Let's see what we get. Moment of truth. Zero in the first room. That's not great. Okay, that's at least 1. We are going to have to get rid of something. I'll get rid of a max elixir here. I'm just going to ingest that. Are we going to be able to find a second one? That is the big question. I am going to check for every room to find it, because finding it would be huge. It would save so much time. Even if it is rare, it is worth to check. Unfortunately, it seems we got a single chestnut. That's okay. This is the normal experience. This is what happens a lot. That does mean we lose somewhere between 3 and 8 minutes, depending on our luck. But we didn't get a 0 chestnut floor. So we're still on pace for like the average, basically. This is like the average outcome. So yeah, the boss fight, super simple. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Chat, here we go again! Yep. Wow, Fett. Yeah, I couldn't resist. I think there's like one more here. Wow, Fett. I love that all of you are joining in. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, the Mankeys, you know, we get a chestnut as a reward, and the Mankeys are like, you know, we're not gonna settle for this. And then they see we have a chestnut. A peeled chestnut, in fact. And the Mankeys are like, okay, you know what? How about we get you you give us the chestnut, because, you know, they have spiky shells and that's really annoying. And we help you out with some physical labor. You know, they're gonna help us do the new base, because that was still a thing, right? We were gonna do a new rescue team base. So the Mankeys help out, the Wobbuffet and the Wynot are gonna help out, the Caterpie and the Metapod are gonna help out. All of our friends are here. Wobbuffet! Sorry, I forgot there was one there, but we get some small ones at the end. But yeah, we got our party together for doing the base. Now, the thing is, the Mankeys are eventually going to get bored, and they're like, we don't want to work anymore. More chestnuts. And we got to feed them 2 chestnuts. Alright, so we're going to go feed the Mankeys the 1 chestnut that we did get. And then once that's done, we are going to have to go through that same dungeon again, go to floor 9 and hope to find another chestnut. Because we are only up to 1, and we need a second one. Well, we technically are up to 2, but we need 3, but, you know, 1 is guaranteed. So, next morning, we wake up, house is under construction, and we're gonna at least go talk to the Mankeys and give them a chestnut, because we do have another one, right? Yes, we'll give it. Yay, peeled chestnut, and so, you know, work progresses a little further. And so, you know, got motivated, and we made a little bit more progress. But now we don't have any chestnuts, so we're going to go back to Uproar Forest and have to do the entire dungeon again. This is the thing we call the double chestnut, and this is one of the last dungeons in the game, in theory. And yeah, this is what you have to sit through every time when you don't get a double chestnut. So yeah, this at the top level, it is very possible for a run to... or for a PB pace run to die at the double chestnut. They're quite rare, so generally you don't really account for it, and most PBs won't, and then you randomly will PB when you get a double chestnut floor when you least expect it. It's gonna be all the way on the other end, isn't it? This is gonna... Actually, I do like the heal seed, so I guess we got that out of it at least. I gotta go all the way back. We are not doing so hot on this first floor. So yeah, the length of this dungeon is lost due to not getting the second chestnut. It's fine. I just hope to get a little quicker floors than this one, because this is not great so far. I think that's what, our 6th or 7th Pokemon at this point? Okay. There it is. Alright, Uproar Forest B2F. Another thing about Uproar Forest that I hadn't really mentioned yet is the 3rd and 7th floor will always be a weather floor. But for this dungeon, the weather that we get is actually random. Now, there are some weathers we kind of don't want to get. Specifically hail and sandstorm. Because they will deal damage as we progress, and that's annoying. All of the other weathers are kind of not a big deal. So rain is fine. So yeah, we'll get another example of that on floor 7. But for now, we just make our way through. Fun other fact about this dungeon, this is actually the place to grind gummies. You can get so many gummies in this dungeon. So when you need to do happiness evolutions in this game are all based on the IQ. And you increase your IQ by feeding gummies. So by just going through this dungeon a bunch of time, you can get really high value gummies. And that can be really useful for whenever you need to do those happiness evos. Yeah, floor 5, we gotta get to floor 9, we gotta get that chestnut. We only need to get a single one this time around, which is the most common outcome. It is quite rare for it to be 0. It is... Okay, so this is that hail that I mentioned. You'll see why it's annoying. This is why we hope to never get hail. At least we found the stairs. We are getting hungry, and we're only on floor 7. So I might have to see if I can find a food item. They're really common here, so I'm not too worried. Or we just go to floor 9. Okay, we need to find a chestnut. A single one is enough. But I need to know that there is a single chestnut on this floor somewhere. If there is not, well, that would be very sad. I would be very sad. I don't care that the Mankey's got it. That's not a big deal. We just need to pick this thing up. I'm gonna just swap that with... Or I'm just gonna eat the apple. Why not? I'll probably see if I can get a big apple soon, because we are gonna have one spot in our inventory, and apples are quite common from the Kecleon shop. Okay, we're done with Uproar Forest now. We will not have to come back. Yep. It's this is kind of the point of the game where we get into what I would consider the late game. We are gonna have to do a few filler days soon to kind of progress the story along a little bit. We have a bunch of missions queued up for it. 2 in Tiny Woods and 4 will be in Mount Steel. Once all of those are done, we're going to go into the final 2 dungeons of the run. There's only 2 dungeons left after this. Or 2 new dungeons. They are long dungeons, so don't think we're done just yet. So, here we are. Our base is done. And look at it. It's amazing, isn't it? Now, we're all happy about this. We get a little Wobbuffet who's also happy, but the Mankeys, they don't tend to agree very much. Because, you know, now that the base is done, there's no more peeled chestnuts, is there? And Squirtle very casually is like, no, of course there is no more peeled chestnut. The work is done. They didn't like that answer. So they're gonna destroy it. Luckily, we can stop them. So the rescue team base was saved. And they get to return to their forest. Okay, next morning. We are going to be grabbing the Mount Steel mission from our mailbox. That's been sitting there for a little bit. We are going to then accept all of them. I'll accept these as well. And we're going to do some Mount Steel missions. Okay, here we go. Let's do the thing. So here we will find our missions on 3, on 5, on 6, and on 7. And by the time we get to floor 7, we get to go out. This is the longest set of stall missions that we, like filler missions that we need to do. But they are kind of relevant to be able to progress the story because it requires for me to do 4 missions now. And this conveniently adds up to those 4 missions that we need to do. Gotta find our client, though. So contrary to when we were here first, this time I don't really need Squirtle to deal with everything. We can kill most things very quickly. Unfortunately, it seems our client was the other way, because of course he was. Okay, so we save the Pidgey, that's number 1. 3 more missions to go. And continue our adventure, we've already found the stairs. I am going to quickly check what that orb is. It's a Crrool orb, that's not very useful to me. Floor 4 is one that we don't really have anything on. So we just skip to floor 5. And that's where... So from here, it's 3 missions, 1 per floor. Plain and simple. Don't care about the Switcher orb, so Spearow, that's our second rescue. So basically what's going on in the background, story-wise, is Alakazam's team is still out there fighting Groudon. And it's taking a while. So at some point, the other rescue teams are going to figure out, okay, maybe we should do something. But, we were all sent out there being like, nah, you're fine. You're just gonna have to relax for a little while. Focus on your exploration or your rescue efforts first. And, we'll take care of it. So, yeah, that's why we need to just do this. I do like the Petrify Orb, probably even more so than getting another apple. Okay, so I don't even need to fight the other Pokemon, because this is my 4th mission, so we can just immediately teleport out after this. Okay, that's the first part done. We get a bunch of items here. Honestly, whatever we get, it doesn't really matter anymore, because we have more than enough of just about everything. It's all going to go to storage, and picking it out of storage is slow anyway. I know, another Reviver Seed, yay! But honestly, we have enough. It might be useful if we die a few times in the upcoming dungeon, in Magma Cavern, then I can get them out of storage and use them. But until then, we should be fine. So, another earthquake happens. And this time around, we kind of... There have been a lot of these. We kind of figure maybe there's something still going on. Because, the earthquakes are still happening. Alakazam is still not back. Whatever shall we do? And it turns out, some folks in the town, they decided to set up a quick emergency meeting. All of the rescue teams are gathering there to figure something out. Because we need to figure something out at this point. So lots of Pokemon here from lots of rescue teams from faraway places and everything. And Shiftry here heeding the call. Okay, we need to do something about this. Alakazam is not returned. They are still down there fighting whatever Groudon is. And we're going to need to... somebody's going to need to get out there and help, right? It's taking too long. We at this point, like, a week has passed. Now, for a moment, Squirtle and Skitty, they do consider this. They do actually consider the idea of, let's get out there, let's do this. We got this, right? And Lombre is like, don't bother, you guys. There's plenty of tougher Pokemon here. And just like that, so it will be that Blastoise is the first to offer. The leader of Team Roughneck. And then, you know, there is Octillery, Team Constrictor's leader. And say no more for Golem. So yeah, 3 really famous rescue team leaders, Blastoise, Octillery, and Golem. Gonna be heading down there, gonna be chasing after whatever Groudon is, see if they can find team, or Alakazam's team. And all is well. So we're gonna do our regular, you know, saving Pokemon thing. We have 2 more missions that we can do. In Tiny Woods, the very first dungeon of the game. I think we got this. So yeah, this should be super quick, barely an inconvenience. Okay, floor 2, this is where our first mission is at. Hello, Yanma, get over here. That's the downside of these Pokemon just walking in random directions. Sometimes they just keep walking away from you. Floor 3, where our last one is, right here. So we don't actually need to do more than this. This is already it. We have now done all of the filler missions we needed to do. It is time for us to get out there. Time for us to do the final 2 dungeons of the game. We get some more backup items in case we do end up needing them. I really don't think we will, but... you know, we got them. That's nice. So, another night's rest. We're going to get some more cutscenes here, as we do. Because there's another earthquake here. And this time around, Squirtle isn't going to wait in front of the door. He immediately runs in, brings us to the town square. Because Pokemon have gathered there, and we're going to see what's going on. See, that rescue team, 3 really famous rescue team leaders teaming up to do this. Yeah, they didn't even get to Groudon. They failed. Couldn't even get far enough to get to Groudon. And of course, who else jumps in to enjoy or to have some fun here but Gengar? Gengar is going to be like, you know, if Alakazam can't do it and they can't do it, nobody can, right? He's going to just tell everybody, you know, it's doomed. There's no chance. There's no hope. There's no fixing this situation. Sometimes it's just better to give up. But not us. We don't believe in giving up. And we're going to announce that we, team, what was our name again? Chow something, right? Chumbawamba, we're going to do this. We are going to go out there and we are going to save Alakazam. We are going to get to Groudon and we're going to do the thing. And damn it, if we don't, we will at least try. And that's just how it's going to be. You know, there's no need for fear, because at least as long as we keep trying, we'll know we've given it our all. And that kind of boosts morale for everybody. So much so, you know, and Gengar being, you know, what can you do in the face of certain defeat? But, you know, Blastoise, inspired by our Squirtle's words, like, no, they're right. We're going to do this. There is no giving up here. Aye, that's right. Let's do this. Pull ourselves together. We'll go through the dungeon if we all work together. And then Gengar is kind of, you know, can't really do anything. It's going to run out of here. And it's time for us to go face the Magma Cavern. Now we are fully stocked on items pretty much. I am gonna, yeah, this is kind of like as good as it gets. My inventory is basically nothing but Reviver Seeds anymore. That's good. I like that idea. So, Gardevoir showing up in our dreams once again. Telling us that it is that time. Tomorrow we're going to go into that underground dungeon. And we'll be fine. So Gardevoir doesn't know what Groudon is like, but she's just here to encourage us. She is going to tell us about our role. We became a Pokemon to fulfill a certain role that brought me here. And now that role is drawing to its conclusion. When the time comes, she will tell us exactly what it is. But for now, we're going to focus on the mission at hand. We're going to go underground and we're going to go fight Groudon. So let's do this. So yeah, Gardevoir told us she will tell us everything. Just like that, let's go. Magma Cavern. This is the before last dungeon and also the second longest dungeon we need to do. It is 23 floors with almost no food items, and I don't have any apples, but we have plenty of revivers. We have plenty of backup items. I think we got this. This dungeon is rough. So I'm gonna just well, we'll just see how things go, basically. But, you know, I'm confident we can do this. But this is not a dungeon where you can expect quick floors. It is not a dungeon where you can expect, you know, the game to go easy on us. And this first floor is kind of a good indication of what to come. Because this is not a rare sight, you know, having all these long hallways, small rooms, etc., etc. But we gotta get to floor 23. And when we get to 23, we get to, that's a midpoint, and then there's another one floor that we need to do, and then a cutscene floor, and then the boss. I'll let Squirtle take care of the Raticate before it does anything stupid. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So yeah, these are also, generally speaking, the dungeons that determine a lot about what your time is going to look like. If these dungeons go well, they can save you a lot of time. If they go very poorly, they can lose you a lot of time. Okay, Squirtle leveling up. I'm seeing that gummy. I'm going to pick those up because there's not that many food items in here. So, since I didn't have any apples going in, every food item is going to be valuable to us. So we'll be on the lookout for those. I gotta be somewhat careful about the Nidokings and the Nidoqueens, since they can poison me. Okay, so we'll get the red gummy here. That at least fills my belly up to full, so we should be fine for a little while. So that gummy isn't really going to be worth picking up just yet. Squirtle coming in clutch. This is another advantage of Squirtle over many of the other starters. Even this late into the game, the Squirtle at least can be useful. It's not like a powerhouse or anything. It's not going to make huge differences. But there is a fair few Pokemon, even this late into the game, where Squirtle kind of just deals really well with them because there are so many rock ground type Pokemon that are 4 times weak to the water moves. That's just a real benefit of having a Squirtle. There are other routes that you can take. Another relatively common one is the skitty, I believe, Cyndaquil route. I don't really know that route myself, so I can't really tell for its pros and cons. But for the longest time, Squirtle has kind of been the main, the go-to main, especially at the lower levels and really at most levels, difficulty levels for this. It's got a good moveset, it's useful throughout a lot of the run. It's got its big downsides too. Like, it is not like it's just there and it'll get you through everything. Skitty is much more powerful. Okay, that was a long floor 7, but we got through floor 7. Let's go to floor 8. Just gonna keep eating the gummies to try and keep my health or my belly up, because I know I will run out if I don't. Let's go. Watch out for that Arbok. Okay, nice. Okay, that's a stair floor. We like to see stair floors. Stair floors in Magma Cavern are quite rare, so it is extra nice when you do get them. How long these dungeons tend to be. Okay, Sweet Scent I don't really care about. Fire Punch is a little more annoying because it's a lot of damage. Magmar not able to really do all that much. I'll let Squirtle deal with the Mawile because it is just going to keep chasing me down anyway. Honestly, we're not doing too poorly. Floor 11, and so far I've not had to use any of my heal items. We got some tough Pokemon coming up here. Macargo has, I was about to say Flame Body. Now, Burn isn't that bad, because we at least keep healing as we walk, so we, you know, over time we will heal more than we take in terms of damage. But it's also not ideal. Honestly, if we were to die right about now and lose a Reviver Seed, I would be very okay with that. The alternative is we're going to use a Max Elixir, and I think that's the route that we're going to go. It's the safer route, it's the more logical route. I would have been okay with losing a Reviver Seed there, because it would have immediately filled up all my power points. I wouldn't have to use the Max Elixir. Maybe this... Okay, there we go. 10 more floors after this one. I know, this dungeon is a lengthy one. That's good. That's a good floor. Something I haven't really mentioned a whole lot, by the way. Whenever I'm moving around, you can't really see this, but I generally hold B. The B button allows me to sprint through hallways and the likes, and it actually speeds up my movement a whole lot. We've already got faster movement due to the settings being the way they are. But being able to speed through a lot of the hallways, and then another part where the skill really comes in is just knowing when to use your shoulder buttons to turn around, to make small adjustments in your movement. And sometimes you get hit because that's a thing, but overall it tends to be a really quick way to move around dungeons. Okay, 16. We're getting there. We're going to walk up, that way we can avoid the fight with the Grimer. So you can wait on a tile like that using BA. That's another combination I tend to sometimes use, especially when an opponent is one tile away. Because otherwise it would get to attack me first, and that can mean damage, and damage is scary. Because, I mean, we're only level, like, 20 and 22, which really isn't that high for this point in the game. I'm not sure how I like this position. I think I'm going to head back. Okay, there's another Grimer here. Well, I tried. Okay, yep. That can happen. So far, this Magma Cavern isn't too bad. Like, I can certainly manage with this. We're getting hungry. Luckily, there's a gummy here. That gets my belly up, hopefully enough to carry me through the last few floors, but if we can find another gummy, that would be nice too. So, yeah, so far we've only used a singular Max Elixir. We haven't really needed to do any of the other, use any of the other items. And that is kind of huge. Okay, there's only a couple more floors at this point. Like I said, floor 23 will be the last one until the midpoint. That's where we gotta go. Another thing about these Grimers, they have this an ability that can cause stench, at which point I will not be able to attack for a few turns, because I'm basically just pushed away by their stench. Okay, this is a thing. This is not a monster house, but it might as well be. And of course, now my moves are about to run out. This is kind of a pain. How am I going to deal with that? I think we'll just get another Max Elixir. We have a few in storage anyway. The minimize is annoying because it means I just don't hit as often. But still enough to get the kill. Okay, 21. Let's do this. So I'm going to actually take the spot for Squirtle because I know that Squirtle is kind of running low on power points as well. And I don't want to use more Max Elixirs than I have at this point. So I'm kind of just going to conserve its moves. We have an apple if we need to, but it's also only 2 more floors, so we might not need to, or we might. Okay, Onyx, can we agree not to do that, please? Okay, my belly is empty, so I'm going to eat that apple that we picked up. Oh, that was a weird movement. So yeah, the Onyx do have ranged attacks. That Dragon Breath can be a bit of a problem. We're gonna go this way. Okay, one more and then we get to the midpoint. After that, it is just a single floor until the boss. So we are quite close to getting to the boss fight. Okay, let the Onyx sleep. At least as much as possible. Again, it's fine. I just need to find the stairs and we are safe at the midpoint. We have already used up all the way till an empty belly. Okay, we're fine though. Okay, we got to the midpoint. Magma Cavern mid. This is, like I said, just a singular floor and then we move on to the boss. Nice quick floor. Let's go. Okay. So, at this cutscene here, we're going to see Tyranitar and Charizard having been knocked out by Groudon. Alakazam is still fighting the Groudon. Now, an interesting little thing about this particular fight, Squirtle's moves are going to do basically nothing. Groudon causes there to be harsh sunlight, so my water-type moves get reduced in power by a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just have Squirtle just do Tail Whips. And we're going to have Skitty do the real damage here. We will have to wait for 3 turns for the Groudon to get close enough to me for me to attract it. At that point, I'm going to set up Squirtle to do Tail Whip, and we're just going to spam moves and hope to get the kill. So yeah, Alakazam's gone. Groudon shows up. And it is time for that fight. So 1, 2, 3. We use Attract. So just Tail Whips are enough. We just want to get its defenses down so that we start dealing damage. And quite successfully so. You can see how much damage Skitty is already dealing. That's really annoying. So I gotta Attract again. And I'm slowed, which means I don't get to do all that much. But we got the win. All right, one more dungeon. One more dungeon. I will say at the end of the dungeon, we'll fight the final boss, Rayquaza, but we are not going to have time immediately. After that, there's about 6 minutes left. I mean, we'll still be like half an hour away from that, but I figured I'd mention it now just so you're aware. So yeah, Groudon is now defeated. That should calm it down, but right then and there, another earthquake happens. We returned with Alakazam's team. Yay, we saved the world. Let's do this. Except it's not quite over yet. So, yeah, we've kind of proven how strong we are at this point. Also, Pelipper kind of already told everybody that we were coming and that we did it. So, yay! Now, at this point, we are going to have to prepare for the final dungeon. We have some items in storage. I'm going to take out as much as I can, mainly some max elixirs, because those are just really convenient for me to bring along. But yeah, at this point, Xatu is telepathically connecting to everybody in town here to tell us that something terrible is coming. What was predicted is now coming true. A star is falling to the sky, through the sky, and is about to collide with our world, finishing life as we know it. All of the disasters have been leading up to this moment. Now, in this scenario, the comet's already, like, in the atmosphere, judging by, you know, the tail behind it. And let's just say at that point you wouldn't have a lot of time. But, you know, for story purposes, you know, this is, you know, the falling star. But there is a Pokemon who can help us. A Pokemon that can save us if we reach them in time. That Pokemon lives up in the clouds, the highest bits of our atmosphere. Xatu and Alakazam together can get us up into the clouds, but the rest is up to us. I'm gonna quickly prepare. Okay, we have 2 empty spots. We are going to take a Max Elixir and a Reviver with us. We have about as much as we can to give us the best chances of success. All set, let's do this. So yeah, we're gonna get one more night's rest, one more night's sleep before we actually go up into the sky and go for our final boss. Now, this last dungeon, I should mention, it is 25 floors, then the midpoint, then 9 floors. So with 34 floors, it is the longest dungeon that we do. Also, Gengar here, right now, thought it was a good idea to, you know, use Dream Eater on us on the day that we are about to save the world. You know, Gengar is chaotic like that. But Gengar does get chased away by a light that comes in. That light is the Gardevoir that we know and love. The Gardevoir that's been with us for a little while. Protecting us in this final night before our big adventure into the sky. And now the time has arrived for Gardevoir to tell us what we are here for. We have changed into a Pokemon to save the world from extinction. We are here to travel up into the sky and prevent the ultimate disaster from happening. That is our goal. That is what we were here for. We are the hero of the Pokemon world. And once we have done that, once we have passed our challenge, once we have saved the world, our role will be coming to an end and we will be turning back into a human. Yes, it means we will have to leave Squirtle, but there's nothing that can be done. This is it. This is that moment of truth where, you know, it's gonna happen. Time for us to save the world. So, chat, audience, how are we feeling about Sky Tower? Are we ready? I can't hear you guys. That's more like it. Let's go up into the Sky Tower. Here we go. It is time for our final mission. Alakazam and Xatu getting the teleport gem ready to get us up into the sky. Now, this dungeon is really, really challenging. There's a bunch of ghost-type Pokemon that are really hard to deal with. There are monster houses here are very common. Even towards the top, there are Pokemon I cannot one-shot at this point. It is not going to be easy. But we're going to have some bangers, we're going to have some fun, and we'll see how we do on the final dungeon of the game. It is time for the Sky Tower. But it is time for us to go and face Rayquaza. It is time for our journey to come to an end. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Up into the clouds. So yeah, it looks all fluffy, but we can walk on the clouds. And there it is, the Sky Tower. The final dungeon of the game. Rayquaza is going to be at the very top of this tower. Let's do this. Good start, let's go. So especially the first few floors are scary because this is where the ghost types show up. There will be every kind of weather effect we will see at one point or another as we progress through the dungeon. Okay, that infatuation is kind of saving us here. This is what I meant with the ghosts being scary. I cannot attack them while they're in the wall. We have to drag them out one way or another, and then kind of just hope for the best. And this is what I meant with we are going to lose a lot of our power points real quick. We just lost all of our double slaps, so I'm already going to need to use one of my max elixirs. Because otherwise they would unlink. So yeah, Spite is a thing. But, floor 5. Okay, Fortress going for self-destruct. That's not that bad. Deals a lot of damage, but we can take it. We found the stairs there. So this dungeon is also home to the longest floors, especially once we get towards the peak. But the early floors can be quite quick. So this the Shuppets now have stopped showing up and we get Duskull instead. Duskull is not a whole lot better, but the advantage is they don't spite as much. But they can still confuse Ray, they can still, I think they have Pursuit. They can be a real pain for me to deal with. There we go, onto the stairs. We got another stairs floor here, and a gummy too. We've been getting quite lucky with these stair floors so far. I will say, in theory, PB is still possible if we get we need an insane Sky Tower, I think, but we'll see what this tower is going to bring us. That's good. We like to see it. But, you know, it wouldn't be the first time that I lose 15 minutes in peak, so I'm not going to say anything until we're there. Level 22 on our Squirtle. And on to floor 11. This is the first Hail floor. These are the floors where you really want to get fast stairs, and they are far from guaranteed because this is a floor with a lot of small corridors. The Ledians can actually be scary because they have Comet Punch. Okay, that was decently fast. I'll take it. Right, maybe I should swap Squirtle's moves. I hadn't even done that. We're 12 floors in and I only now realize. Okay, coughing, not a huge deal here. We're gonna eat that just so that I have enough belly to make it towards the end of Sky Tower. Or at least the end of this part. So, our first monster house. Don't worry, we came prepared. Meet the Petrify Orb. This is why I've been saving these. The Petrify Orbs will stun them until they get hit by something. We survived our first monster house. Ladies and gentlemen, we got this. We have one more in case emergency, but this is why I've been picking those up. This is why I valued them so much earlier on in the run. I was like, this could be the difference. These Petrify Orbs, they're a real lifesaver sometimes. Okay, I gotta watch out because my moves are about to unlink. I have 2 more power points left. And that's kind of bad. Okay, we're gonna do this with the most annoying way possible. We're gonna just defeat this Duskull using only Graveler Rocks. Because the Graveler Rocks are not affected by confusion. I'll use a Max Elixir, we have enough. That way I don't have to worry about it, because there will be Pokemon with pressure coming up too. Okay, second hill floor. I don't mind starting in the corner here. Prefer that over starting in the middle somewhere, but no stairs floor. This isn't looking so good. This is how you can lose a lot of time on a single floor. Okay, but we got to the stairs. Floor 16, let's do this. We get a midpoint at 25, that's what we're aiming for right now. That's a lot of Pokemon, but I can deal with this. We have Squirtle. Okay, Squirtle getting another level up. We are not going to learn this move. Rapid Spin is not worth it for us. Here we go, Sky Tower 17. Okay, so this right here is Dusclops. Dusclops is the first Pokemon to have pressure, meaning every time we attack it, our power points will go down by 2 instead of 1. The advantage of Dusclops is, contrary to Duskull, it can't actually travel through the walls anymore. So at least we're not dealing with that anymore. But they are certainly a scary Pokemon for us to face. Okay, I'll let Squirtle deal with this so that we can conserve our power points a little bit. Okay, we can see the stairs there. We're almost there. There we go. Onto the stairs. This is a really good floor for a stair floor, because that's a hill floor. The weather in this dungeon is actually set. It's completely dependent on what the floor number is. So floor 18 will always be your hail floor. You know, same with all the other weather patterns. It is completely dependent on the floor number. I don't like these Dusclopses because my power points are just being drained right now. But we are going to just have to deal with that. Okay, there it is. That's the plus-shaped floor, so there's only so many options there. I think I'll take care of one Scizor and I'll let Squirtle take care of the other. So yeah, this is at some point the. Okay. We have another one. Now it's really important that we get to the stairs ASAP. Okay. We're not in the clear. We do not have any more of those orbs now. That was my last one. But I'm glad we had them. That saves a lot of time. Okay, my power points are getting really low. To the point where I would not be able to fight another Dusclops with Skitty. Okay, we can, however, do this. The Aerodactyl also has pressure. So we're going to use another Max Elixir. Oh yeah, also Aerodactyl, just to be even more annoying, happens to also have agility. Like I said, Gravel Rock's not affected by confusion, so we are completely fine there. This is why I've been saving up those Gravel Rocks earlier. They can be a real lifesaver in these kind of dungeons. Okay, Squirtle is still fine, so we're going to do it like this. I'll let Squirtle try and take care of that Dusclops. I'll take care of the other Dusclops. And we can proceed. Fortunately, that does mean we have to attack it again, but not a huge deal. Okay, 24, 2 more floors and then we get to the midpoint. We will still have all of Peak to do. And you should not be underestimating Peak. That's 9 floors and all of them tend to be long. Okay, we're gonna have to be careful with Squirtle here. I'm just gonna let its confusion wear out. But Squirtle is also now running out of power points. How much does it have? 2. Okay, that's enough. Squirtle, you gotta get the kill here, buddy. Okay, this is not the end of the world. So his move's now unlink. Remember how I earlier said I picked up a link box just on the off chance that at some point my moves would get unlinked. As soon as we get past the midpoint, as soon as we're on floor 1 of Peak, we're going to relink them. Because we can do that. Yeah, Sky Tower mid. It is the final part. We're going to now use that link box on our buddy here. We're going to get all of our... no, I'm actually not done. I want to link that in as well. Now we are done. So, Peak has 2 styles of floors. There is the line floors, where it's basically just a big line of usually 5 or 6 rooms. One of them having the stairs. They're the easy ones. The alternative is this style of floor, where there are, let's see, 3, 6, 10 total rooms spread around the edge of the map with a lot of little hallways in the middle. These are the really annoying ones. These are really the ones where I can lose a ton of time. Because if it happens to be the last of those 10 rooms that I check, that's just a lot of time gone. But so far, we are doing very solid. Okay, that was another line floor. 5 is another floor with the edges. So yeah, sometimes you can kind of manipulate other Pokemon to hopefully not be in the way. Hopefully go into paths that I'm not going. Which allows me to then check more rooms. I did by accident skip one. Of course, that's the one that's going to have the stairs now, you'll see. But... okay, very nice. I didn't have to deal with that Aerodactyl. Okay, we get another one with the edges here. Again, the floor layouts and on all of these floors, they're kind of static, with the exception that where the items spawn, the Pokemon spawn, the stairs spawn, that's all random. I don't have any way to influence that. So we still just kind of have to be lucky. I think if we finish the dungeon in the next like 5-ish minutes, which doesn't seem unreasonable, this might actually be a PB. Because our Sky Tower really hasn't been all that bad. There it is. Floor 7. So this is a little easier because this is a line floor. There we go. And then the last one, with which is also an edge floor like we've seen. That's really good. Okay. I think we're PB pace here.
Let's go!
So this is Rayquaza. He's the final boss in the game. Time will not be immediately after the fight because there will be a fair few cutscenes after. But yeah, this is it. I guess our unlucky start with God knows how many resets did actually result in us saving a lot of time later on. Okay, I'm going to use my Max Elixir to make sure that I have enough power points. We're going to attract the Rayquaza, and now we're just going to spam our moves and hope it dies. So yeah, final boss of the game right here. As you can see, Skitty is a little overpowered. The slow is nice. That means it won't wake up. And there we go, that's Rayquaza! Let's go! Yeah, this is definitely PB. So, time will be once we fade into the credits. Because there's a little bit of story left. And, you know, this is the sad part of the story. So the comet then continues to fall. We're up in the clouds, but we feel an earthquake, or rather, the shockwaves of the comet. Rayquaza looks up, and... you know, Rayquaza does get its chance to, you know, destroy the shooting star as it's falling to the earth. Now, Rayquaza does warn us there is a chance that he will lose his Hyper Beam, and there is, you know, what would happen to us we wouldn't know. But he charges his Hyper Beam at this falling star, and just like that, the world is saved. But, you know, at that point we are unconscious, sort of. And we meet up with Gengar. And Gengar is going to try and drag us into the Dark World. But fact of the matter is, Gengar took a wrong path. He doesn't know where it is. He can't do that. Now, all of this is a dream as we are unconscious. Gengar saying goodbye, and then at some point we wake up. Back at the Hill of the Ancients. Surrounded by everybody in town. All our friends we made along the way. So yeah, we did it. We saved the world. The shooting star is destroyed in tiny little pieces. Fragments will fall and, you know, the world, you know, disasters will still be happening, but it should calm down soon. It is all over now. There's peace back in town. That calls for celebration. Lombre almost falling off the cliff there. But, you know, our journey here has come to an end. Our adventure was to save the world. That was our mission. That's why we became a Pokemon. And now that that's done, our journey is done. We've done what we needed to do. We've reached what we needed to reach. And we have to leave. Leave our friend. Our role is ended. It's time for us to go back to the human world. That's it. Time for us to say goodbye. It's not yet. Not time yet. I'll tell you when it is. So Xatu knew. Xatu knew that this was coming. And even our little friend Squirtle, he understands. And there we are, floating through the emptiness of space. Our journey coming to an end. Our spirit going up, back to the human world. We can hear a voice. Your friend is heartbroken. Get ready on time, by the way. A true friend. A friend for life. You finally realize it now. If you wish very strongly, perhaps you will meet again. Time. That, thank you. That is a 7.5 minute PB. That was a really solid run. Let's go. It may have taken our while at the start to get a running starter, but we finished right about on estimate, I'd say. So, thank you everybody for having me. Thank you so much, ESA, for allowing me to run Pokemon Mystery Dungeon here. It has been a blast. I hope you guys have enjoyed Mystery Dungeon. That will not be it entirely for me. I will be back on Friday with Pokemon Trading Card Game. If you'd like to see more of me, twitch.tv/Crrool. I do a lot of Pokemon. And of course, be sure to check out more of the ESA runs. Be sure to support Save the Children because it is a phenomenal cause they're supporting here. And, you know, let's reach that 150k so we can see Admiral get shaved bald.